When we last left off, you guys had defeated Hargulka and the trolls way off in the forest at his old fort, the old dwarven fortress in the mountains. Returning to town, you guys encountered or found news related to a rampaging owlbear that had attacked several of the outlying sections and damaged the city. And all the citizens are calling for your aid to track down and defeat the beast before he can kill more people. The owlbear is supposed to be immense, far larger and stronger than other ones that the townsfolk have heard or seen before. It rampaged through the town, and despite the militia's best efforts, was unstoppable, damaged quite a bit, injured quite a few people, killed a few, before it sort of wandered off out of town and headed to the south. I believe you guys got some basic information as to where it would be.
Yeah, you put a skull where it would be.
Okay.
Not ominous at all.
Not ominous at all. Okay, so it is south of town in this direction. You guys have now leveled up to level 6. You have fresh new gear, retuned and re-equipped and so forth. And the king has left on a vacation to head to the capital, leaving you without a healer. At least without a dedicated healer. So, with that in mind, I would suggest at least reviewing your spells in case somebody else has backup healing capabilities. Well, it might be worth memorizing.
The only person that has spells is that one.
That doesn't necessarily mean that's the only healing capability.
Yeah, you said spells.
I've been studying Arcana.
Yes.
I can detect magic.
The rogue can heal.
Seriously?
You want like a
So Rogue can detect magic now?
That's right.
I can give people like 12 hit points every so many minutes if I transcend.
There you go. So whatever options you have for healing, I would at least consider the options.
Pull out those healing potions.
Assuming you wish to go track down the beast and save the citizenry.
So,
I think that'd be...
do we have anything in our stash that's shooting weapon wise?
Shooting weapon wise?
I think everyone has a crescent cross at this point.
Yes, everybody has a little wrist crossbow.
We're going after a flying creature.
It's a bear.
Owlbears don't fly.
Owlbears
It's a
don't
part
fly.
bear.
They have
part
wings, but they can't fly, to my knowledge.
They have feathered claws.
Sounds good to me.
What's the path?
Oh, you
I don't need a shooting weapon now.
You don't need a shooting weapon?
You would prefer to go face to face with the owlbear.
That's what I got grenades for.
I'm pretty sure if you're smaller than the owlbear can take an action to eat you or
I'm a
something.
dwarf. That's what I meant to do.
Right.
But,
Meant to be a snap.
assuming nobody else wants the bracelet of dashing, I say we just sell it.
What is the bracelet of dashing?
Let's see, bracelet of dashing. It gives you a +1 bonus to acrobatics checks just by wearing it and having it attuned, and once per day you can get a +10 bonus to your speed for a minute.
I would use that.
Yeah, why don't you take it, Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah, slow to work.
It seemed hardly useful for anybody.
Yeah.
Acrobatics and extra speed.
Why wouldn't I use that? Come
Yeah,
on,
go
guys.
ahead. It's in the stash if we're just trying to get your character.
I think we looked at that one. I think we were trying that because it can pest. That's a
Pest.
scouting one.
Where's the stash at?
We looked at these-
Go to the
Okay.
actions tab on the far right side of
So
your
what are you
screen.
trying to get rid of
And then-
force?
Click the little folder but right next to the party.
Heighten
Open
+1.
sheet.
Yes, click that, and then the party, go to the right side, it'll say stash. No, top,
Instead of this
There.
one, heighten +2.
and then,
Bracelet of dash.
yeah, just drag that
Drag
to
it
your
over to
character.
sheet.
Heal. Yeah, I'm trying.
There you go. Now you have a bracelet dash,
Yo.
and you probably go ahead and toggle this in attuned.
Yo. Oh, the past form's like a scouting one. This one gives people difficult terrain. I mean, you could. It's a level 1. It's not. I don't know if it would do that much, but it's up to you. So we have to take.
You want to go ahead and take all the extra rope,
So
Okay.
because I have a spacious pouch, and I can carry a lot of rope.
That's
Okay.
Do you want to switch out any other ones? Or
You gotta fill your spacious pouch with rope.
Well, 7 more pieces of rope from the party stash.
Okay. Which is helpful if you need to climb a tall mountain.
Yes.
350 feet of rope.
So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pack all that away.
Okay.
So what you need to do is just make a long line of scarves that are that are tied together, and you can just keep pulling them out of your bag.
So okay.
Good stuff.
Unless you want to change any more spells out.
I also got a grappling hook, so it may help.
You can't throw a grappling at 350 feet.
Yeah.
But if you have a grappling hook of far throwing, which is in the new book.
Wait, it is?
I don't know. Probably.
Put it on a crossbow.
A rune you can put.
There is a grappling gun.
Grappling hook with returning.
Here, I thought we
Well,
were
that's
just
not
going-
very useful.
No.
Coming back.
I thought we were just going after.
I want to stay.
No, an owl bear, and a large one at
I
that.
just thought it was an owl. I was like,
Maybe that's a cursed item.
ooh,
Grappling
wow.
hook
Yeah.
returning.
No, this
Never,
thing
it
is
never
like
catches.
It never catches. You just keep throwing it, comes back to you.
I could see a grappling hook returning that it is designed to catch and then release when you want it to
Yeah.
return to you. That would be a useful enchantment.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the group has to leave things behind.
Yeah. Or it's like a rope of climbing does a similar thing. It,
Yeah.
like, climbs by itself.
So what do we know about owlbears as far as what hurts them? Just so we know. Going
Punching,
Mice.
we've literally
Blacking,
fought an owl bear
piercing.
before.
burning,
You did.
singeing, poisoning, electrifying,
Actually, your character didn't. No, neither did mine.
seeping life.
I think it was previously just
They have sharp beaks.
anything. They're just like big.
They're just
Life
big,
damage.
strong, and deadly.
Yeah. So what you know and what the villagers and locals can tell you, owlbears don't have any particular strengths or weaknesses other than size, brute strength, and ferocity.
It's like fighting a bear. Like a bear's not specifically weak to. Like,
I know
fire.
close
right.
quarters, it will try to tear you apart.
They have their primary attack or primary ability, other than just biting you in their jaws, is a screech, which can cause fear.
Fair enough.
I mean, they're big, strong creatures, so
Yeah.
it's probably they're like harder to poison or whatever. But they're probably less mobile because they're really big. And
Yep.
Heavy.
So maybe
So it's probably got a really good
90
fortitude.
points or something like that.
90 hit points. I mean, more than that, I have 90 hit points.
Yeah, it's probably got.
He's not that.
I have
he's-
90 hit points.
he's
It's
not
probably
that
got around
Yeah. I'm like
200.
So a relative strength wise, a traditional owlbear is level 4. Okay. So if level 1 group, level 2 group, 3 group, when you guys were fighting the Stag Lord, an owlbear is a tough challenge.
Yeah,
An owlbear at this stage should be pretty trivial. Okay.
but if
The-
they actually.
Yeah, this
They
particular one, according to the villagers, was far more powerful, far more intense than a traditional owlbear. So it's naturally going to be a lot higher level, lot more capable.
So
just mass hysteria.
maybe
They
could be.
hallucinate the whole
Maybe-
thing.
Admittedly, a village filled with level 0 characters, it's going to be a pretty scary owlbear,
Yeah.
even if it's a normal one.
And
Yeah.
we're mostly halflings, so it was like
There you
a
go.
big owl bear.
Yeah, it's a really, really big owl.
They didn't
bear.
have enough statues. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
This is true. We need to build statues.
So
But
Statues scare it off.
prob-
Stop
probably
building
stuff that will
Damn.
focus on like will saves.
them. Well, but owls are very wise.
This is true.
So I know I'm going to want to try to stay ranged, but at the same time, I can do an extreme amount of damage if I can hit the thing close
I
quarters.
would just run up and smack it.
Why do you want to stay ranged?
Because
were-
it is very tough and can possibly, and we don't have our big healer right now.
So the question is, why do you want to stay ranged when your whole character is around brute force striking things?
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. He's
I mean-
telling me to stay ranged.
If you want to stay ranged, that's fine, but
It is kind of
And-
against my character to just stand back. I am just
And
up close.
You can heal
Hit him in the
yourself. You can
face.
give yourself DR.
Right,
You can add more damage.
it's
out
like
of yourself.
it's like telling the dwarf, don't use your axe. You should use this longbow.
Well, the
I mean, sure, you could shoot it.
I only thought I wanted a ranged weapon when I thought it was a owl. I didn't know it was a bear. So
Correct.
But also, you should probably still have
I
a
thought it was like small
Yeah.
little owl. I thought we were just going to go.
that's what I thought it was. I was like, okay,
Just
it's
'cause
flying
eventually there
creature,
will
I
be
probably
creatures
need
I
something
can't
else.
get
Tiny snowy owl. Why are you guys so scared?
That's what I thought. So now that I know it's a creature and it's a land thing, I'm ready to go chop it up. Let's have some bear.
In theory, if this thing swallowed someone alive, couldn't
Well,
you
you have
start hitting it
retribution,
from the
so
inside?
whatever hits you, you get to
There's
do bonus
mechanics for
damage.
that. It's
Oh.
not that easy to.
Oh.
At which point, if you're
No,
concerned
I'm-
about that, you need a light weapon.
Oh.
It would
I
probably
hope so.
tear you
I don't know. It's possible it won't. You'll have to see because it might not. It probably won't. His retribution axe. Because it's whenever someone attacks you on your next attack against them, you get like +2 damage.
Mhm.
I don't think it's gonna track that. Like this person attacked you last, so then it.
Yeah, I doubt it'll be
Yeah, I
that
don't-
specific.
So we'll have to keep track of that. But if it's only one creature, I mean, if it hits you, you get +2 damage
Yeah.
against it.
If it's one
Just keep in
creature,
mind.
It might though, because it's a
It
retribution.
could. I don't know. We'll find out.
It's called retributive.
I actually think
But-
the best way to go about this would be the exact same way we went about. Remember those trolls that escaped? I think the best bet would be to ambush and overwhelm it with brute force up close. Just keep hitting it and try to kill it before it can react.
Sounds good.
All in theory.
I mean, we did that to the orcs, right? I mean, or the trolls.
Wait, we fought orcs?
No.
Where was
So-
this?
My character's getting confused. I've had to fight orcs.
So don't quote me on this, but looking into the coding, it should actually automatically put it onto the target.
We'll find out.
Do not quote me on this.
I would have quoted you on that.
No, I said don't.
It's on video too.
That's right.
Audio, video.
That's right. You've been recorded. When it
Delete
does
that.
not track,
Delete
it's
that
Ben's
section.
fault.
This is true.
Okay. So is your plan then to set out in the morning and track down this owlbear?
Yes.
Okay. So everybody have spells that they wish to have?
All the spells
All
are
their abilities?
If it's magical, I'll be able to detect it.
Okay.
I got a new power strike.
Okay, with your new gear and everything, you guys follow the trail. It leads south from where you're currently at.
Oh,
Couple of days.
72 miles.
Yeah, apparently, to the south. It takes a couple of days to get there. And of course, we don't have calendar mods anymore. So do we have?
Were we going
Yeah.
to map any hexes that we were going through? And I guess clear? Or do we want to just go straight there?
How do you get to his chat?
We may be glossing over the camping. I don't know.
I'm not too worried about the camping unless you guys wish to specifically make camp beforehand.
No.
Now I'm assuming you are following the trail with some haste rather than taking your time to sightsee and map out all the hexes.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I'd say just go there.
Okay. So
Kill
first one is reconnoitered, as is the current one. Okay. So let's get back to the journal. Okay. So the trail is remarkably simple. I assume somebody has some survival skill.
Well, I would hope the druid, like always, has some survival skill.
Okay. So assuming somebody can get a default of 10, i.e. you have at least 1 point of skill, the trail is abundantly simple. For some reason, the beast has been knocking down trees, trampling brush, churning up earth, and leaving trails of blood here and there along the thing. So it's like, it's very clear. There's like a road through the
Tasmania
forest.
devil.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to be paying much attention to anything.
May as well just be a sign
very
that says
simple
Albert this way.
to track it.
Oh, hey, look, there's a sign that says Elber this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder who wrote that.
Yeah. A couple of days later, the trail leads you to a rocky overlook over the Selin River.
Ooh, beautiful.
And where a section of vegetation has been trashed in front of a large cave entrance. Okay,
So
I will switch if I can get the map to work properly. There is a map.
Now, just so I know, before we go in, are we going to try and negotiate with us?
No.
You must make him part of your alliance.
We're not going to try to communicate with the animal. Wait, why is there...
That's the wrong map.
Took us home to Tatzel.
Hey, we found out
Sure,
we
that's
got
not-
board.
Are we sure that's not what the king would want? To have him
Never
I am
know.
sure.
Hey, but the king's not here.
King might want a new ally, yes. I agree with that. You must talk to him first. Weapons down.
Take off your armor. It might get scared by that.
That
It doesn't
sounds like a
shine out.
plan. Just leave your weapons outside so he doesn't
Is
get
it
scared.
currently dark?
No,
Okay.
Shoes off.
I haven't placed people on the board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought it might have been dark.
It's going to be a tea party.
It's dark only because I haven't placed people on the board.
Okay.
There you go.
So, do we want to try and lure it out and ambush it?
Yes.
So there's a large cave opening that opens up at the side of the large rocky hill. The earth in front of the cave has been trampled flat, and there are shattered trees and stumps that bear the mark of powerful claws. There are clumps of dark fur snagged in the branches, and huge brown feathers that litter the ground.
I'll take a couple of feathers.
Okay.
Bird flu.
It leads into the cave where it is quiet and smells of animal musk and bird droppings.
Is there any sounds? I'm asking Pickle, is there
Okay.
any sounds that would attract the owlbear and make it come out? Do
The
you-
mating call of an owlbear, perhaps.
Hey, do you guys want to set a trap? We can
Definitely.
We could put a campfire like right at the entrance, and like have a fake body, and then
Fake
we could just have us on either side of this and have that owlbear come out thinking it's attacking it. We're actually just waiting to attack it
Pincer.
Possibly.
because it's gonna come out and attack. I mean,
Yeah, so why don't
The question is, can you set up a campfire and get away fast enough before the owlbear comes?
no,
Well, the druid does have pest form if you wanted to go in there and scout out the
I'm just thinking you set up the campfire right at the end.
I know campfires take like 30 minutes to set up.
And
Take 30 minutes to set up a
From
campfire.
where you are looking into the cave,
Yeah.
it looks like it goes in a short distance that opens up into a chamber with quite a bit of debris and bodies collected.
why don't like
He'd probably come out and collect more, is what I'm thinking. If, as far as
At some point, you don't know how long though.
he might think that, oh, there's some campers out.
Mhm.
He'd come out, see what's going on. Oh, I'm gonna,
Yeah,
just setting a trap, basically.
So-
is what I'm thinking.
why don't
How about if I go in and test form and see what's going on?
Do that.
Right.
The owl eats them.
yeah, that's
Well,
very
you can-
possible.
You can cut. You can.
I will let you guys know, due to
Tiny
my
animal.
dark vision, I can see directly down the cave to the very end. Unless it's in the corners, it is not in the dead center of the cave.
Mhm.
I wouldn't imagine it would be.
I can be a cat, an insect, lizard, or a rat. So
A big beetle that can fly.
yeah, it works.
You can't fly into 4th level.
Oh,
Where does it say that?
Heightened 4th.
So, do we want the heavy hitters to be near the end of the corner?
well, I'm thinking like pincer tech, that way you can
Oh,
also
maybe
get your
like
flat-footed
that.
benefit. Like me and Ben on this side, and then Jason and Jenny on the other side, and then Craig can be on whichever side he wants to be, and then the goblin can be behind the row of fighters. and we just pincer it.
I'd say scout it first. Just see what's in there. Probably. So,
You want me to go in and check it out?
Sure.
you want to use your pass form and try that.
Okay. So what I cast it?
Mm-hmm.
I can scoot back if you want me to.
Okay. What do I do?
Is it like effect? You need to drag and drop or just say cast it?
Probably just say cast it.
I just casted it.
Yeah, what are you going to turn into?
How about
Spell effect pass form.
a beetle?
There you go. Spell effect pass form is on you now. So you have AC 21. You have
Wow.
speed of 20 feet. You have weakness 5 to any physical damage. Low light and imprecise scent of 30 feet. And acrobatics and stealth modifiers of 10 unless you have a higher modifier normally. But your athletics modifier is -4.
Okay. So I can go in the cave?
Yep.
Does it?
This one's even smaller.
I
Realistically,
Little green beetle appears and then crawls into the cave.
Hey, Jason. You probably don't want to be visible from inside the cave.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and keep going.
If we're
in.
planning to.
Okay. Are you able to see?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can back up a little bit.
So you move up to the entrance of the next chamber. Well, just move a little bit at a time.
Here, Ben, why don't you give me some spaces because I
Okay.
move a lot faster.
So you move up to here. This chamber is widened into a large cavern. It's filled with rotting flesh, bodies, and animal droppings. There's a bewildering variety of mold and fungi growing on the floors and walls, some as big as a person. Countless insects scuttle around underfoot, feeding on the mounds of waste. There is a large tunnel that slopes down to the east, with smaller tunnels to the north and south.
Interesting. So your pass form has 10 minutes. You know.
So I'm gonna go forward to the east.
we're actually implementing the hourglass.
Okay, you move over into
Felony.
that room to the next one. The ceiling of the large cavern here arches 30 feet into the air. There's a murky pool of water standing in the southern portion of the cavern in front of another narrow passageway, little more than a crack that opens into the wall. There is winding sloping tunnels that lead out of the cave, the one where you're at, and one to the northeast. A jumble of bones, rocks, fur, and feathers sits piled against the eastern wall.
What's to the south?
There's a tunnel. Okay. You go crawling across the room. You see sleeping over here in the corner a large owl-like bear. Currently fast asleep, snoring away. Has several arrows stuck in its back, but looks like it's otherwise fine.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the north.
Okay.
There might be more than one. So I thought, how much time do I got left?
Right there.
Get the hourglass.
Where's the hour? Oh, okay. I did not see him.
That would be south.
Okay, now I just checking what that.
This is a narrow tunnel. It's only about 5 feet high. Slopes gently up to the west. Water is dripping down from numerous cracks in the ceiling that flows down to the east in small rivers.
Going north.
Oh, 10 minutes is a long time.
Yeah. Okay. Beyond this, it leads into another chamber. There is a passageway to the west, fairly narrow. Off to the south, where you're coming in, the passageway is still fairly wide, especially for a little beetle. There is, in the northern part of the cavern, there is a giant carcass of a great beast, surrounded by half dozen or so torn apart humanoid bodies. And there's a large cloud of buzzing flies filling the room. Okay. On the right hand side over here, above the shelf, there's a large hole in the roof, in the cavern ceiling, that looks like it leads upwards.
I'm gonna go back out.
Several minutes goes by, and then you guys see a familiar green beetle crawling out crawling out of the cave.
Only were like
I'm gonna go look at this northern.
Oh, okay, never mind. You don't see the green beetle yet. He's decided to change his mind and go back in. Okay, down that passageway, you see a little bit further on, it widens out into a natural cavern. It's hard to figure out exactly the size of it because you start getting your legs stuck to bits of spider webbing that fills that chamber. You can certainly go through if you want, but as a beetle, that might not be a great idea.
Should turn into a spider.
What's down here?
Down here, this chamber sloped down. It's filled with rotting leaves and other vegetation that's drifted into the area. There is a small passageway that leads east where water runs down, and then a opening through some brush and vegetation to the south.
Is that like an opening to the
Yeah.
cave?
Looks like a second opening to the cave.
Well, oh, head out.
Keep running into a wall.
the beetle has lost all sense of direction.
That's right. Now you guys see a familiar green beetle crawling out of the cave. You thought you saw one earlier, and he turned around and went back.
I step on the beetle, just kidding.
Give me a nature lore roll.
I put this back.
Of note, in that first room, it was filled with fungus and other plant material. You noticed it was a significant portion of it seemed to be patches of violet fungi, which is a hazardous fungus, as well as two shriekers growing amongst the mess. Shriekers are like giant mushrooms that react to living creatures and let out an ear-piercing shriek. Violet fungi are poisonous and release spores into the air.
That doesn't seem very fun, guys.
So we don't want to go in there. The second one of us triggers a shrieker, that owlbear's waking up.
Was that the big main room?
In the first room itself.
First room.
Yeah. The violet fungus is a mushroom, a fungus, that, like I said, it lets out spores to infect whatever organic material is around it. Thus, all the mold and everything that's in the room. It's also intelligent and will grasp prey with tentacles in order to pull it into the spore cloud.
Can it affect owlbears?
Don't know.
Probably not if the thing's living in there.
Is there a way to like get rid of the spores, like disperse them, or like fire or something?
If you could defeat the fungi, sure.
Is there anything that makes it like go dormant or something?
Like, are they nocturnal?
Fire would.
Well, they're in the dark there.
They're weak to fire.
Okay.
The problem is fire would wake up the owlbear.
Not necessarily.
Quietly.
Fire can be quiet.
They have a poison effect called violet rot. That if you get killed by it, the fungus embeds itself, and over the course of a short period, you become a breeding ground for the violet fungus.
King of both. Okay, probably don't want to go in there.
They're weak to fire.
Yes.
So you saw any other ways to get in there?
What my fire lizard? If
Well,
alive anymore.
it goes through that other entrance. The southern entrance. There's a southern entrance, but that goes into the main room.
There was no other entrances. You have to go through that fungi entrance to get to the bear, is what you're saying.
Were there any openings like toward the back or?
One of them I didn't go up because it had all the spider webs, but did not see any evidence of going outside. The other one where it's in, I didn't see any entrance either.
Oh, so you said we're on a near a cliff edge,
Side of a hill.
side of a hill.
Mhm.
Okay, can I circle around the hill, just seeing if there's any other possible entrances?
You should head off on your own.
Somebody want to come with me?
I'll go
Wait,
with you.
You said there was
Okay.
like another
Sure.
entrance in
Me-
was that like in the
Me and
south?
Jenny will do a
Yeah, you got like a central
Circle
one here
around the
with
hill.
all the gunk in it. There was something going off to the northeast, let's say, and that had all the spider webs, which I didn't want to get caught up in.
You want to do this stealthily?
Southwest, there
We'll
was
do
a
it
small
stealthily.
entrance
Okay.
that actually
Do
goes
you
into
give
that
me a
center
perception
area.
check?
And there's one off of that further back
Blind?
at a ledge.
Yeah.
And then where the owlbear was sleeping, and then there was a place up to the north, which I
Yep.
didn't
I
check.
got a question mark.
Yes. You succeeded with a question mark.
Wouldn't hurt looking, if you want to circle around. Is this in the side
You
of
also
the
want to give you a
hillside or
stealth
what?
check?
Yeah. Side of the hill.
Might kind of circle the area to the back, see if you see anything else.
Yeah, that's what they do.
So you circle around, return to the group after 20 minutes or so. You're not seeing any other entrances.
Okay, so if we want to draw the bear out of here, right? We know those screechers could definitely do it, but no one wants to go in there because the poisonous fungi. So, is it only living things that can cause the screecher to scream?
Okay, so from his knowledge, because he rolled pretty good,
Yeah, I'm not sure if
and he knows a lot about nature. Shriekers, which is what's in the initial room. There's violet fungi, which are hostile and aggressive fungus. The shrieker is more of a passive plant that reacts to creatures if it senses it with tremor sense. So it senses and registers movement and activity in the room. So the bigger the creature, the louder the creature, the more likely it's going to detect it. When they do, as a natural instinct, it lets out a ear-piercing shriek of large volume, strong enough to deafen people and do sonic damage. That obviously would wake up or alert the violet fungi, which are otherwise sort of, they're not intelligent like human intelligence, but they are intelligent plants, effectively. That otherwise are only going to react if they know that something's there.
So in other words, it's like a natural trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Violet fungi don't see as such. They don't have eyes. Again, they sense things by tremor sense. So, but the alerting of the shrieker absolutely would wake them up, and they'd start spawning spores and reacting to whatever's in the area.
Well, what happens if we just tried to trap the thing in there?
I guess that could work.
Real question is, how did the owlbear manage to get in there?
It might be immune to it.
Well, unless somebody else wants to, like check around the hill, just maybe they would do better perception-wise.
Could you search around the south area specifically, like where you thought the thing might be? Like, we want to just go over there and specifically looking at.
Well, we can find the one entrance.
Yeah, I mean, if we could try, it was like in plants and stuff, so we can like try to search around there.
The only other living thing that we think is in there is a spider, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing a giant spider, right?
They're just webs.
Giant spider, multiple.
I mean,
spiders.
I was a beetle, so anything would look,
Giant.
Yeah.
So as the beetle, he was small enough to not
With the
set off the
goblin's
shrieker.
direction, in the brush down here, you see another small entrance.
Okay.
It's small enough that you can squeeze through and get in. But it's not something you can easily just like all walk in type thing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Would
you
that-
if like we
going
saw
in
that
that
with the
other
perception.
You didn't see it looking around after the goblin pointed out specifically. You did.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna whisper to you
Well,
if
if
we
we
saw
went-
that. Because I saw that on the
when I was in there, I could see, you didn't exactly point, you didn't point out to. Is it, if you come in that south entrance, can you skirt where the plants are? See, there's stuff in the center there,
Mhm.
and to the right of that area, it looked like it was kind of clear.
Mhm.
Could you come in from the south, stay toward that southwest wall to get into that other passage?
You
And
could. So that first room, where the second entrance is, was filled with rotting vegetation and vines and so forth that had drifted in from outside, collected in the moisture, and then the moisture runs down the narrow passageway to the east. That whole section, other than the rotting vegetation, is otherwise mold-free.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
The main central room is the one that's overgrown with mold and fungus.
The one with the owlbear.
No,
No.
The first room. That one.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's where that secondary entrance connects up to the southeast of that, right? That's the way
Okay. So, I assume you can still see at least the shadow of the map, right?
You can see the main room.
I
You
can
can't see the.
I can see the main room. I can see into the
Okay.
secondary
So that-
bigger room.
Right. The main room that you can see right there
Okay.
is filled with fungus.
That's the second one. Beyond the little.
Yeah. The first
This
room,
is the
right
this is
here.
the fungus room, right?
right here,
Okay,
is
that's the
filled
fun-
with fungus.
Okay.
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 The room way down here to the east,
Character sheet out.
way over here, that you can see,
Okay. Ping that. Okay. That.
that one is where the owlbear is.
Correct.
Okay. There's no fungus in that room.
Correct. Okay.
Now, south of the fungus room,
Yep.
right here,
Yes.
was a room filled with rotting vegetation and water,
Right. And that had
where
like,
it connects to a secondary entrance that the monk and the rogue have located.
right.
Okay. That connects to a narrow passageway right here that runs parallel to the main tunnel.
Oh, there's 2 tunnels going
Yes.
over to that
Yes.
other one.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I did not realize that. I thought this entrance and that
Sounds
one
like more
went,
flooding coming. So,
went up.
yeah.
One more.
I thought this went up to the fungus area.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we go.
Well,
in.
the vegetation that's rotting does connect to the fungus area also, but there's also a narrow passageway that you could crawl through that leads from it to the east towards the owlbear chamber.
Okay, that's where that one will. There was an area. There's a little.
Yeah, the moisture
Okay.
that was seeping down.
Well,
Yeah, the
I
water
knew that-
seeping down that and running into the room where the owlbear is.
Well, you got fungus. You got a connection. You got the big one with the owlbear here.
Mhm.
You've got the entrance coming here, and there's a parallel.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going
Okay.
here.
Okay.
So I
And then on the north side of the fungus, there's another passageway, and that's where that leads into the room that was filled with webs,
right,
where you wouldn't,
Right,
you didn't
right.
want to go further.
right.
Plus, at the owlbear room, past it to the north, is another chamber where you saw a large dead carcass surrounded by several dead people.
Right. So if we go in the southern
There's version
entrance,
of
take
this.
that lower passage, that should take us to the owlbear. You'd have to probably go in one at a time, type.
Right.
You know?
You could avoid the fungus.
Okay.
Fungi.
I didn't realize the lower passage. I knew the one from the owlbear went to the southwest. I didn't realize it connected and went out.
Yeah, I still don't like my campfire routine.
No, we found another way in. Oh, I already started my computer. Actually.
Possibility. I mean, I guess you'd have to make some kind of sounds or something to wake it up.
You don't think just a campfire outside that main entrance would light
It's
up?
asleep. It's not going to be able. It's not.
It's a bear.
So
It's an owl bear.
you know what bears do in the winter?
Sleep.
Sleep.
Now, what just would destroy the fungus in the main room with your nature knowledge? What would destroy it?
Fire.
Like
Fire.
light or fire or what?
So the violet fungi are animated fungus. They're intelligent fungus, effectively. So fire is what they're susceptible to. Burning them absolutely would destroy them. You'd have to deal with the creature in the meantime. Okay. The shriekers are much more passive. They're more of a reactionary sort of thing. The main thing is if you can approach them, you can cut the cords that go to their air sacs, which effectively cuts their lungs, and then they can't shriek. Okay.
So it's very much like a trap. You can disable it.
It's functionally a trap. Okay. Doesn't have any combat ability beyond that. But if they get attacked or they sense somebody nearby, then they start shrieking. Like I said, it's loud enough that it causes sonic damage and can deafen you.
Why don't we just bypass the fungi?
Shriekers are traditionally sort of like a simple living protection and defense.
Like a crow.
Yeah, basically like a crow. It's what a lot of people will do. They'll just put it in their tunnel entrance, and the people coming in, it sets off an alarm. It's an organic alarm, effectively.
The problem is when it's paired with a spore that
Well, this is loud enough.
Yeah.
Anything in the complex would be waking up and aware of you. Okay, so typically, if you put it like at a castle entrance, well, now you wake up all the defenders, and they all come running to stop whatever it is that's coming in. Okay, or you put it at the beginning of a dungeon, and the evil wizard that's at the bottom of the dungeon is now aware that he has somebody coming in. It's not much of a threat beyond that. I mean, the damage it does is minimal, unless you get deafened. But
So it might not even be a good idea, like if you rolled rocks into that area, you could hear it outside.
Oh yeah. You could hear it nearby. Anything in the area, probably within a mile, gonna hear it.
So it might be just as dangerous to be outside, even if you rolled rocks into there, possibly. If they're that bad.
That may actually, as crazy as that sounds, be a good idea somewhat, because if we want to try to wake the bear up and get it to go outside, and we're hiding around the corners and then we ambush it, if we could get someone to throw a rock in and set off the shriekers and then hide behind the corner, it could wake up the bear and cause it to go outside.
Or we could try to kill it while it's sleeping. I mean, but people are fairly stealthy. I think we determined from last.
Yeah,
Just
I
how
think
do we get
everybody.
past the spores and
Well, the
We
tunnels.
could the southern tunnel, the
Yeah.
southern east-west.
we can squeeze in there.
Yeah, if you
Maybe
look
at
on the
a time,
map
yeah,
where
we could
me
go in.
and Jenny are, there's a little tunnel that we get in bypassing the fungi.
Yeah, I mean, if we can do that,
Yeah.
that's our ticket, though.
Let's do that.
All right.
So you guys want to go one at a time through a tunnel?
Yeah.
That seems.
We can't really ambush good that way,
Well, I
though.
can probably just walk.
Yes,
in.
but
Well,
like,
if
Kill while
if you
asleep.
go in one after the other, once
How
first
far,
one gets
how
out,
far of a tunnel is this that we're going to be one at a time?
It's about 10 feet into the room, and then a drop down into the vegetation and muck.
and then there's another tunnel after that.
Right.
Well,
Then there was a narrow tunnel about 5 feet high, that slopes down and filled with little rivers of water that's pouring out of the main room.
Let's do it.
All right.
So it could be like a water slide.
Yeah.
Slide into
yeah, I mean, if you go in quietly, wait till everybody gets in,
The triggers are
then
actually just
attack.
weirds. They say we whenever anybody goes down.
Well, I mean, you can technically coup de grace, right? If you sleep them.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
that's
that's
what
what I
the
thought is.
yeah. Let's just do that.
Sneak up and beat it.
Walk up in full plate armor.
That's right.
Cool.
Yeah, +8 or something.
I don't know if you can coup de grace something that's like bigger than your size normally without a feat, though.
Yeah, you can. Just striking a vital target.
Yeah,
If
if you get it,
defenseless, you could.
Plus 10.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you deal enough damage the
Stealthy
first
dwarf.
round,
You
you
went
can
up a
easily
level.
coup de grace something.
I don't think they have the coup de grace mechanics in second edition, but I mean, it's like you get a free critical if you go up on it. So you're going to be dealing a lot
Now,
of
it's big
damage.
enough and tough enough. It might not be able to kill it, but I know you do plenty of damage.
Yeah.
And on top of that,
At
if
least
we're all
get a
surrounding
critical
it
for a few free criticals.
and we all get free actions to
And
attack
it'll be
it,
prone, so you
If you guys honestly
And you'll
think
get
we're
your
going to
kickback.
sneak up on this thing,
Yeah, let's do it.
we've been on a vacation way too long.
You have been.
we're gonna get in there and suddenly it just happened to wake up.
It's stereotypical. Anytime the hunters go out to kill the dragon, they always sneak up on it and chop its head off before it can do anything.
That's
That's
right.
what they do.
That's
I
right.
think we did that with a white dragon once in one
It
campaign.
happens all the time. And the movie's over in like 10 minutes.
Let's do this.
I know it's been a month, guys, but I don't think we've ever had an adventure to where we just walked up and "Nope, it's over."
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, but
It's
don't,
not
we don't
about
have the
just
king.
instantly killing
How can
it.
we lose?
It's
We don't
about
have
getting the
king?
first round and doing a whole bunch of damage to it before it can do the same to us.
King's a liability.
Our,
No, you're saying
The king doesn't like to use magic.
our king heals it.
our king
Our healing.
priest hates to use
We could also, if things get too tough, we can go back into the narrow spaces and the owlbear can't get us.
Yeah,
Or he can
since
run-
it's a
or he
really,
can run
really
through the
big owlbear,
spores,
it
you know,
can't
so-
squeeze through the
Exactly.
spores.
run through and set off the spores.
Albert's gonna cast shrink on himself.
That's right.
It's a magical owlbear.
Probably.
We're not here to negotiate. We're here.
No, we're here to kill.
All right.
We are murder.
And hopefully kill
They're
it
murder
before it can
hobos
start
today,
attacking us.
We are not negotiating hobos. We are murder
That's
hobos.
right. You're here to settle the lands and kill everybody.
Yes. We are here to sell the lands and
So,
murder
go ahead,
the
move wherever you wish to. I'm assuming your spell has ended, so.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
For 'em.
So this slows down here.
Yep.
I lack permission to move my character.
You might be
It's
breaking into a wall.
Well, that's true.
Wow.
Nope, I lack permission to move my character.
I would just stop moving.
There it is. Catching up now.
Yep. Going slow.
Let's do the storms.
Light. We have light.
So do you have a torch on yourself?
I have Everlight crystal. I made it into a little necklace so I can hide it and pull it out whenever I need it.
Okay. So Shadow points to the bushes and says, "You go through here. Who's going to go first?"
I'm going first.
Okay.
I'm agile. I'm small. And I'm sleek.
So you can get up to basically where you're at. Pushing through the brush, you can see the room. It's filled with vegetation.
Okay.
Give me just a second. Okay. Over in this section over here, you see what looks like a old skeleton trapped in the vines or wrapped up in the vines, with rotting clothes and so forth. Looks like a wizard that perished in the cave.
Can I ask him real quick if these are the hostile plants or not?
Who?
Oh, Druid.
We've not up here.
Well, can we get the Druid up here, please?
Whereabouts are 'em?
Are you down here? Oh, can't see you with all the foliage.
Yeah, he's back outside.
Pretty more.
Right there.
Right there, and then like
Okay, where's
right over here.
is that where that's going into the,
Mhm.
or is this just foliage?
No, it's inside it.
Okay.
You do a nature check on it?
You can move up to here and just stand behind Shadow if you want.
Okay.
Looks like plants.
Yep, looks like plants. Dwarf says it's a safe. What's the hole up?
Shut up! You know rocks.
Give
and
me a
plants.
nature lore.
Okay. Roll.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh. Anybody else got any nature?
I actually do.
It's
You
safe,
do.
trust me.
I do.
We'll go roll.
I'm actually trained in it too.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of vegetation and rotting stuff. Like I said, you're unsure how deep the water is inside the room, but it looks like it's at least a couple of feet.
Okay.
From the look of the body, it's submerged up to its waist.
Guys,
Okay.
I'm short.
I'll go ahead and drop down
Okay.
just into
Okay.
the room.
So as soon as you drop down,
Of course.
because everybody has to do that. As soon as you drop down, you make a big splash. Vegetation goes everywhere.
I'm not trying to make a splash.
I understand.
Agile.
That's fine. You don't make a huge splash, but you still drop into the muck and the rotting vegetation.
No, I'm a cat, so I just I bounce
Okay.
off the water.
As soon as you do, the room seems to come alive.
Of course. Hey, plant monster.
Yep, plant monster.
Am I the only one in initiative?
No.
Yep, it's just you, 1v1 the plant.
Everybody else, and you and the plant, all of you.
Cat versus plant.
Now, everybody else needs to roll as well.
I got 30
And it's
initiative.
suspicious that our plant druid decided to see this was a good thing. Maybe he's turned on us, trying to feed plants.
He chose
Imposter.
to stay behind.
Wow, an extra 20. So many 30s.
Well, that's it.
Okay.
Maybe it's catnip.
Okay. Riverleaf, do you want to roll?
What's that?
Okay. So, the creature goes first. The vines and the vegetation sort of lurch up into some sort of vaguely humanoid form as it leans forward. The entire mass of it, as soon as it starts moving, you see centipedes like crawling out of the vegetation and everything just from movement. It immediately tries to grab you.
Try.
Striking out with vines. And scoring a 23.
Is there a combat tracker anymore?
Need to right click on the
there it is.
two swords. Yeah, for the base one.
Okay.
Right. Misses you with its initial attack. Let's see. Okay. Technically, that's a free attack as soon as you came within range. Then it slashes out at you. Because of one initiative. So it strikes the first time with a critical miss. Strikes a second time with just a regular miss. And then a third time, which actually hits you that time.
Quickly,
Just barely.
just dodge out of the way of the
Yes.
first table.
You dodge all the vines except for the last one that hits you. Okay, does 16 points of damage to you.
How?
And then the centipedes on it. Give me a fortitude save.
Is there somewhere to roll on here?
No,
Or just straight roll?
just straight roll fortitude.
Okay. 33?
Okay, no problem. The centipedes bite at you, but you don't seem to take any damage from it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So we go. Okay, there's the initiative tracker. Shadow, you get to go first.
Oh, new.
No, default one.
Highlighter.
The basic one didn't work.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to enter a tiger stance,
Okay,
and then
crouch down in the mud.
what's that?
Sound like a bolt.
Sound important.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bolt over here.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like right. It's
In
like
front of Sean's
yeah,
right foot.
it's right there.
There. Okay. It's not going to collapse the table immediately, but we'll have to put that back in.
I don't know where to keep it.
There's a connection inside there. Not worried about it right now.
You know,
What's it?
you know
What's
how
it
it
take?
is?
An Allen wrench? Or
I
something?
don't know. Well, we'll worry about it later.
It's probably all the way on the other side.
It's just holding it there. Table's not going to collapse.
Ugh.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Okay. That's interesting. I enter target stance and a pole vault.
Yeah, there you go. You break the table as soon as you enter tiger stance.
Okay. I'm going to take a 10-foot step, approaching it, and then take flurry of blows.
Okay, technically you need a 5-foot step if that matters.
So I can only go 5 feet because it's
No.
difficult terrain.
Oh,
You
but
only need.
it is difficult terrain unless you're immune to difficult terrain for vegetation and so forth. You moved 10 feet, but you only need to go 5 feet if you want to strike at it and be within reach.
I want to go here 10 feet,
Okay.
leaving more room for other people to
Okay,
get in.
so and the only reason I'm bringing it up is in case it has attack of opportunity that you want to avoid.
Yes, but my 5-foot steps are 10-foot steps.
Correct, except it doesn't count as a 5-foot step because of the difficult terrain.
Okay, then never mind. Then I'm going there.
I mean, regardless, a single square doesn't count as a 5-foot step. There are no 5-foot steps because of difficult terrain. If it's difficult terrain, there is no 5-foot step. Your step counts as 10 feet of distance. As a monk, you're fast enough because it takes 10 feet to go 5 feet to get, I'll say in this case, you get the 5-foot step, but you only go 1 square because every square is double movement.
So yeah, I guess I go there and then flurry of blows.
Sure.
Um,
You strike at the plant. Getting a critical hit against the creature. Centipedes go flying.
that's the first one.
Okay.
That's gonna bleed.
Yep. Now the plant is bleeding.
somehow.
Okay, give me a second to can't do all these various rolls. So it's stunning fist or stunning blow. It fails, becomes stunned. Its crushing blow is a critical, is automatic, and it looks like that was.
I don't think it applied it.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. So it's clumsy 1, and enfeebled. And then another fortitude save. It failed. Oh, no, it passes that one. Okay, so second action. Second attack.
Strike.
Also a critical hit. Stunning fist.
Ooh, got a critical failure.
Yeah.
It's stunned forward.
Okay. So it takes
Monks, man.
the stun. And then its second save, it fails as well. So it is also slowed.
But slowed and stun don't stack, so.
And it is clumsy. It is enfeebled. Okay.
And that's my turn.
That was 1 flurry and 1 move.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, tiger.
enter Tiger Stance, move, and then Flurry Blows. It's 1 action.
Okay. Sartusk. You hear the monk go into combat stance. Starts punching things.
I punch a
You hear
bunch of mines.
You hear a bunch of splashing around in the room.
All those bushes you have to deal with in the yard, you should just punch them.
Yeah.
I would like
That's
to
what you
like
do.
Yeah, I guess.
Drop into tiger stance and punch it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even do my special attack that I just got.
I was wanting to go up next to
Am I allowed to be yelling, how deep is the water?
Sure.
How deep is the water?
How deep is water?
About waist deep. 3
Lower
foot.
chest.
3 foot.
Lower chest deep. For you.
He pauses momentarily while punching the plant to pull out a ruler and say it's about 37 inches. What would you like to do?
I want to move up next to the cat,
Shadow.
the panther.
Okay.
Kitty cat.
I think you were measuring.
Yeah.
Cat versus
Uh,
shrub. One
Is there any dryer? I guess.
Good thing it wasn't.
and if you have Pathfinder on it, should automatically.
Yeah.
it's water, so it's like it loses powers.
Is the pathfinding working?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
So I
Startusk moves in quickly and jumps down next to you.
and then take a swipe at it.
Okay.
That is that going to affect me? It's that's
I don't know. Depends if he finds any holes.
Okay, oh, here we go. Alright, so I got it targeted and take a strike at it.
Okay.
Oh, do I enable, would it have been like any, I didn't enable any abilities.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
flat-footed.
it's not off guard right now.
Well, do you have your what feat did you get? Because you may have, I don't know what the token might have been. Okay, yeah, it would be flat-footed because you took gang up,
Mm-hmm.
which you can flank an enemy if it's within reach of both you and an ally, and your ally don't have to be on opposite sides. The other requirements for flanking must still be met. So it's within reach of you and Shadow. You don't have to be on the opposite side of it, so it counts as flanked. So you should get your
So
abilities.
as long as she's teaming up with somebody else, she always flanks.
Yeah, as long as it's within reach of her and an ally.
Okay.
that's pretty cool.
So you can enable abilities.
Enable.
And then damage. I believe it was a critical. So critical, yeah.
Okay.
40 points.
Yeah.
I'll take a second swipe.
It's also considered off guard until start for next turn.
That it's already applying that. That's what flanked is.
Yes, but that's for other people.
Okay. I don't think it's going to matter. It's counting off guard as far as his armor class.
Okay.
So, yeah, you hit it a second time.
Damage.
Okay, 17 more points. And I think that's your whole action, right?
Yep.
Okay, you'll find.
I'm going to withhold my action to make sure I'm the last one to go.
Okay, Purvis.
All right. Well, I guess
Good job.
I'm going to
3 criticals in a row.
move here and just wait in line.
Yeah, you can go.
Oh, I can go in. Oh, I see. I see it.
That's the purpose of me waiting. You just sit there.
I wait for your wait.
I wait for you to wait for me.
and it's difficult
Wait.
terrain, right? So,
Once you're past the square in front of the rogue or the wizard,
okay. So,
this one's fine. Squares after that cost extra.
okay, so I can move pretty much here for my action
It's
then.
going to be 2 actions then, unless
Yep.
you have faster than 30-foot minute.
No, I don't.
Okay.
So,
You take 2 actions, get there. Take in the sight. You see a wall of vegetation and vines that the monk and rogue are striking at.
okay.
You have one action left.
Right.
And for my one action, I'll. Oh, but it takes 2 actions to move up, doesn't it?
No, you have one action left, so
You have 1 action
That's
left.
double movement.
Okay, so then for my final action, I can just move here.
Sure.
it's adding feet to it. That's what's
It,
done.
yeah, it does that. That's fine.
One turn.
Yep.
I'm gonna move. Should be 20 there. So 1 move goes there.
Okay.
So I can see the thing there. So then I'm going to use my new ability. Giant plant, I smite thee.
Oh.
So I'm gonna smite it. You single out an enemy to destroy your deity's dame. Designate 1 enemy you can see. Until the start of your next turn, your strikes against it gain a +3 bonus to damage. If you're holy or unholy and the target has the opposite trait, the bonus is +4. So
Okay.
if it's an unholy shambling man. If they take a hostile action against you or one of your allies before the start of your next turn, the duration extends to the end of the enemy's next turn. If they continue to take hostile actions, the duration continues to extend. It ends if you use the smite again.
Okay.
So I move up and smite it. I use the action. I don't think there's a apply effect. There we go. Okay. I applied smite. Effect smite was applied. And then I'm gonna throw my trident at it.
Okay.
Is it current or
You want
And I missed it.
Okay.
So trident comes back to me. So I got returning on it.
Okay.
nice?
That's me.
Pickle.
Okay. Checking distance. I'm going to target the creature and cast Caustic Blast. Now, is each one of these 5? That's 5 feet then?
5 foot squares, yeah.
Yeah. Cast.
So it's
Okay.
5 foot burst. Drop that wherever. And does that?
It doesn't auto target anymore.
But you also have it targeted, so I think you're good.
Yeah, that's all that really
So
matters.
then just roll damage. Makes it save. And then you black screen.
Then it goes black screen.
It failed save, so it takes full damage.
It failed a lot of things.
Pickle took himself.
It all went dark.
Okay, what else would you like to do?
I'd like
Blind you.
I'd like a screen.
Okay, well,
What do I need? Yeah.
Yeah, what action you want to do, I think. So you're back here. The thing.
Move me between him and that people. Two squares up.
so you can jump into the room.
Yeah. 2 squares up.
Okay. All right, I'll move them up too. Okay. So you go there, you drop into the water. Being short, it's almost to your shoulders. It's going to count as very difficult terrain for you moving in this room.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. The creature goes. It's stunned 4.
I guess with that being said, I'm going to
Sure,
use
you're
my
back
turn
on.
just to move up.
No, I'm
I
talking
wasn't
about keeping
planning
it.
on it, but
That means
Okay.
it's his turn.
Oh. I thought it was still targeting.
No, that
I
would
was
be the
thinking he
right
was going to move all the way in, but
It's
okay.
a different.
Yeah, just moved a little bit. Okay, Shadow.
Did you do your stuff?
I did.
Okay.
I was staying in the tail end. I was trying to figure out.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do my new ability called Tiger Slash. And attempt to hit the creature. So it's not stunning blows, so. Well, that's extra damage. Okay. Critical fail.
Yep, you missed.
Okay. Flurry blows.
Miss.
I mean, compared to the first round, it's
And you missed badly on the left.
yeah. So that's my entire turn.
Okay. Star Tusk. Apparently the vines become resistant.
And I'm gonna try to strike it again.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Another critical hit.
Alright. Critical damage.
That's going to be enough to wipe it out. Apparently it blows up into a pile of red goo. As the vines collapse, centipedes fall out, dropping into the water and so forth.
It's a goofy centipede.
It is. Okay.
Good job. You killed it.
That is this. Counter. Yes. And that.
Does it have any treasure?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think the creature has a treasure. I think the skeleton in the corner has a treasure. Okay.
How am I going to get there without getting like that?
You're not.
Flying.
You could probably jump over to here if you can go that far.
Yeah, that's to the room with the spores.
You can hop on my back.
I'm going to take a look at the skeleton in the room to see
Okay.
if there's anything left.
Okay, go for it.
You should probably mark it as unknown.
Okay. Yep. Well, doesn't matter anyways at this point.
I didn't read it.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I just saw that with a question mark.
Okay. Gotta love all this software. So great. Okay.
Okay. Usual objects. Hey, Drew, do you want to hold on to this for now? What does it look like?
It looks like a wand.
Oh,
Can I cast detect magic on him?
Yeah. And it is magical.
Okay.
You have to spend more time if you want to identify it.
Okay.
Did you send
Where
him
do
a
you-
wand?
I'll go ahead and do that. I'm not allowed to move items to this character, so I can't.
You do like is the trade thing working?
Send it to the party stash.
Okay.
Yeah, put in party. We'll deal with it later.
Okay, there we go. It's in the party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just keep it in there.
And then wand.
Mysterious wand. Okay. So
So, all of them, are they all chest deep in water or 37 inches deep?
The medium characters are about, it's all about 37 inches, give or take, obviously. The medium creatures, it comes up to about their waist. For the goblin, it's closer to his shoulders.
But there's no, like,
There's some variation, but not a lot.
so no matter what, I'm going to be.
If you're going into the room, you're probably going to get wet. Yes.
do you want me to carry you?
I don't think you guys can do it.
You want
Try to climb
You
along
want-
the side of the wall.
Yeah. Climb the wall on
want
the miscellaneous
cat to
climb.
carry you?
I just don't know what the effects are of having fully drenched full plate armor. I think
Smells sort of like a dog with wet.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, there's no specific game mechanics.
okay.
It's just difficult terrain.
Where's my
Okay.
chocks?
All right.
Don't you have any?
There's no, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's at a heroic game level. I mean, given the powers
No one
everybody
talks
has,
to
the
the
fact that your armor is wet, irrelevant.
One movie later.
I wouldn't mind tossing them.
What was that? Lightning McQueen. What
I'm
is
just
it?
thinking of
Don't
water
you-
just filling up and
Yeah, in most games, more realistic ones, I mean, you damage your armor, you damage your clothing, you'd be soaked, you'd get sick, etc. This is Pathfinder. You just jump in,
You're
it slows you
fine.
down. It's difficult terrain.
Yeah.
dry it out. Like,
What?
Yeah.
I'll jump in.
Don't you use rusties?
alrighty.
Use rusties. on
Okay.
your-
Eastern Tunnel.
Mhm.
Okay. I didn't get hurt that badly. Let's get how many hit points it did to me. Exactly.
Should I go in after you?
Whatever order we want.
All right.
But preferably people that are more stealthy in the beginning. Because you'll be
He's
in
pretty
there.
stealthy too.
Okay, I don't know if stealth is.
Well, I have.
I think you're the lowest.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna go.
Like
I'm a
eight or
plus
9.
That's why I'm gonna go
extra
So-
stealth.
It did.
I mean, you guys are all a team of
Yeah.
expert assassins, so
Mhm.
the stealth really isn't much of a concern anymore.
It did 16 points of damage to me,
Full
but
face
I
offense.
prefer to just
So you're going to take the lead through the tunnel?
yeah.
Okay, so like I said, it's about a 5-foot tunnel, so you're squeezing through.
Not that tall. But okay.
You're squeezing through because it's at most a 5-foot tunnel, and you're a medium creature. So you have to stoop down or crawl on your hands and knees, which is what puts you at disadvantage.
You sure you don't want me going first? If I'm not at a disadvantage wearing
So
full
would the
plate
dwarf be?
I'm
No, somebody who's small would not have that drawback.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm a tank.
I'm not sure if dwarfs are considered small.
Not-
They're short, but they're technically considered medium, so it'd be tight fit for you also.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
thought I was
The
considered.
the goblin is the one that's small.
It's gonna be a tight fit for
Me and the
everyone,
goblin are-
except
are
the
small.
goblin.
Oh yeah, it's a halfling
And-
small too. So somebody who's small, it's a tight fit, but not negatives. For everybody else, it effectively makes you off guard while you're in the tunnel.
We don't plan on starting combat when we're in the tunnel.
Yes, that's not
Do you
the
ever?
plan. I will stealthily crawl through the tunnel.
Okay.
Being sneaky.
Uh-oh.
I'm assuming everybody else is following along.
Yes.
Okay, so before Shadow moves on, everybody else put you guys behind Shadow in order.
Well, I think we were more or less already in that.
That was the order.
Fine where I am.
Yeah, I was following
We're
Shadow.
moving through the tunnel.
Are you
Right.
going next, Jason? You can go next.
You want me to go in front of you? Okay.
Mhm.
So
So like
we
it's-
swap. You want us to move it?
Yeah, go ahead and move whatever order you guys are going through. I mean, it's too tight for you guys to swap position once you're in the tunnel, which is why I need you to define what order people are going in.
Gotcha.
The tunnel itself is loose mud with water running down from the vegetation room through the tunnel at a slight slope in the direction you guys are headed.
Does the tunnel appear natural
Yes.
or more wormwood?
Natural.
Okay.
Looks like it's been carved out by the water.
Okay.
Okay?
That's what it does.
Yep. Okay, go ahead and keep moving, and then I'll have everybody else beyond that.
Oh wow, this is a long tunnel.
Okay. So you get to about there. When you feel the caved floor itself, the tunnel, start to give way and collapse beneath you into a hollow underneath.
Like save?
That gives you you take 20 points of damage, plus give me a reflex save.
Well, first off, it's this falling damage.
Yes.
I have cats.
Okay. Let's walk through the mechanics step by step. Give me a reflex save. Okay. So you fall into the chasm. You take 20 points of falling damage, minus whatever saving throws or whatever you have.
I have. Keep going.
You take 7 points, which is then halved down to 3 because of your reflex save as you dodge the stalagmites at the end.
20. Okay, I take 23.
Okay.
Does cat fall?
Doesn't help with the stalagmites, it does help with the fall.
Okay, how far is the fall then?
20 feet.
20 feet? Okay, so then I take no damage from that, I believe. Straight falls as 25 feet shorter than, and as 10 feet. I'm an expert in acrobatics, so
Put cat fall in the description, please.
I'm expert in acrobatics, so I treat all falls with 25 feet shorter.
Okay. So the mud tunnel collapses beneath you. You fall, taking a couple of points of damage from the stalactites, the 3 points.
Okay.
But otherwise don't take any damage.
Okay.
You're now about 20 feet down below the tunnel with water and mud dripping down on you.
Poor kid.
Oh, can I use acrobatics to attempt to leap off walls and try and get back up?
No, too tight.
Oh,
You can
okay.
climb out.
I'll use athletics then.
Okay. Okay. With some difficulty, you manage to push yourself back up through the mud. Caked in mud, but otherwise where you are currently. So the section here is the trap. The collapsed section. The cat's on the far side coated in mud, but otherwise doing fine.
There's like a weakened floor.
Yeah. Okay.
So now there's a
I'm
big
waiting for the
hole.
game to come on pause.
Oh, okay. So, well, tell me what you're doing, if anything, for either you or you. You just saw the cat fall through the floor.
Yeah. So there is a big hole there now.
Yep.
Does it seem impassable?
No, but there's a big hole there in the muddy tunnel.
What would you have to use to get around it?
Some climbing ability.
How about a rope?
I mean, how far?
Rope would work.
How far is the gap?
5 feet or so. But you're crawling, so it's not like you can jump it.
Yes.
Okay.
I am an expert in athletics.
Right, but we also got other people behind
Yeah.
us, so
Does anyone have rope?
I have plenty of rope. I literally
let's
picked up all the rope from the
let's stretch
stash.
out some rope. That way we have rope
Yeah,
here
I'll-
for everybody that
I'll toss out
help manage everybody.
Okay.
10 feet of rope, or 15, however
So
much is
You
needed.
secure rope on your end, I'll secure rope over here, and that way people have rope to guide them as they go over the hole. Can we do that?
You could do the army crawl type thing. We could do
Yeah,
that,
just-
yeah.
Shimmy.
Okay. Where? I'm sorry. Where are you going to secure the rope
He's-
on either side?
He's gonna secure it on his end, and then we'll secure it about.
There is nowhere to
In
secure
the
it.
wet mud.
Yeah, we're gonna have to create something. Do you have stakes or anything with it on your
Grappling
end?
hook.
Do you have any? I mean, you have rope. Do you have?
He does have lots of rope. You could weave a whole bridge and cover the whole thing.
There he goes.
What about 90 things of chalk?
If only you had chalk, you could dry your hands.
This is true.
Well,
Who brought the chalk?
grappling hook? Would that work? Yeah.
Grappling hook.
You could stick a grappling hook in the mud, sure. You're not sure. It's not really a secure hold.
Can you hook it onto like the roof or the sides of the cave? Or are those all mud too?
The whole thing is like,
Mud.
it's filled with the water and the moisture that's been running through it for however
I mean,
long.
keep in mind, you're still gonna have to use some athletics
Yeah.
to go with it, but it's more. Of,
It'll help steady you.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. We're not gonna be using this as the all end all, right?
Right. It's just giving you something to hold on to. So
Right.
it'd give you a bonus on your athletics. Again, it's a 5-foot section. It's not a huge difference.
We're just trying to set that up, probably 15, 20 feet either side of that hole, to give it some support, basically. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. But I do have rope also, but I don't have anything in my bag besides rope.
Oh, I've got a grappling hook.
If you got a grappling hook and you got a grappling hook, we could probably
Okay.
wedge something on
you can easily, if you got enough rope, you can easily wedge a grappling hook back in the room where the creature was, where the vegetation creature was. There's plenty of sturdy enough places there. In this tunnel, it's not gonna be super sturdy,
Right.
but at least it's something.
It'll
So
be
you put
something.
one end in the wall back there, and then you could have Shadow hold the other end.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or if you got enough rope, Shadow could take it to the far end of the tunnel.
Oh, he said he had plenty of rope.
How is the owlbear not waking up through any of this?
So you're attached to
Hung
it,
up pretty quick.
right?
More or less, yeah.
It was us smacking upon
You don't right now just attach that rope to you.
Yeah.
If you're attached to it, you attach your grappling hook to something on the inside. You attach to the rope, and then we'll just keep on going.
Well, he can use his grappling hook
That
on
way,
the other
if
side.
somebody falls, now they have something to grab onto. Also,
Well, he can have the grappling hook, and then he can also like stand on the end of the,
just attach
help weight it down.
That way, we're all kind of connected together a little bit. I kind of like that. You go, we go.
There we go. It's insurance.
So what are you doing? I'm hearing like 5 different plans and
Do
options.
you
and
guys
ideas.
like
What
that?
are you
Yeah.
doing?
Do you like that? Will you do
Yeah,
that?
I'm
Okay.
doing that.
So he's gonna wrap the rope around himself
Okay.
as the lead person. We're gonna hook up the rope on the other end, and he's
Okay.
gonna keep on going.
So he needs a little. Okay. So you have the rope. I assume you have 50 feet of rope.
Yes, I have way more than that.
Okay. So you're going to cut off a section of 50 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. So he starts unclimbing a rope from his belt pouch. Gives a length to you guys. You guys take it back and secure it back in the vegetation area. He takes the other length and crawls down a little bit through the mud, wraps it around himself, and then braces himself. I'm gathering.
Yep.
Okay. So, Corvus, you're gonna climb through.
Yep.
Okay. Give me an athletics roll with a +4 to the rope.
All right. Athletics. Is there a way to add like a? Oh yeah, you can add a modifier.
You can, or you can just.
Just roll base and
Okay.
we'll add whatever modifier he seems. Whoa. That roll just careful.
Well, it's probably not needed regardless.
Just got a flashbang.
Yes. So you climb through without much difficulty.
You want me to roll next?
I'm now nervous about what my combat rolls are
Athletics.
going to be.
Yeah.
Maybe today's the first
Yeah.
day.
No problem. So the two of you are on the other
Got
side.
luck there.
What are you guys gonna do? The tunnel's getting a little bit crowded at this point.
Seeing that we're near the end of the tunnel, I'm gonna put my crystal back away, but
Okay.
I can't do that right now because my computer.
So
flat
I'll
banged me.
hold the rope. You guys keep on moving ahead while the others
Okay.
catch up to us.
His computer's frozen, so we gotta wait.
His computer's frozen.
Yeah.
I moved up.
Okay.
I was gonna go across too. So athletics.
There we go.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put my crystal away.
So 25.
That works. Yes, it did. Nice.
Fine. Just waiting for Shadow to catch up.
Okay. So I'm gonna sneak down.
And I'm
To
holding
here.
the rope now where he was, so that
Yeah,
they
it's
have
fine.
that.
Should I go and roll a stealth check?
Not yet.
And you're following him.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna move up. So that
This might be. I think
space.
we might almost have enough room.
Oh, you're
Okay.
right there.
And let other people get across.
Okay. So, and Goblin, you're still staying back there in the vegetation room in the water?
No, I'm coming out.
Yeah, I'm
Me, it's kind of at home.
Okay.
add
So, Shadow and Corvus. You guys. Shadow and Corvus. Okay. In the other room, beyond the entrance to the tunnel, you hear something moving in the room. Something big, sort of padding around, sniffing the air, and every so often you hear a faint chirping sound.
It's a week. Gosh darn it, we're not gonna get the ambush. It's a week.
So am I good to go? Roll.
We were too
I'm just
lazy.
trying to figure out what people will do, but yes, you can climb over. There's space for you right now.
I get +4.
Mhm.
So
No problem.
We need to now just wait for everyone to come in because we all did
Is there room
out at
for
once.
people to get across still?
Looks like it.
so you can come over if you want.
Not
That's no athletics.
We both start with A.
Yeah.
23.
Wait, can we wait until it stops moving around?
I'm waiting
It's
for
gonna keep
everybody.
it through a wall, so we're gonna need to like go around it. So go there.
Because in theory, we
turn
could
on
wait in
Pathfinder.
here until it sleeps again.
Sniffing around because it smells us.
Forest
There you go.
walls.
And I
Sure,
think it's
that's-
good.
Forest those walls.
I think like there. Oh, that's too far.
Yeah. He
It
runs
would've been
over and
easier
jumps
if
on
we
the old
just
dog.
lured it out.
Okay, so you're zoomed in too much.
I like some.
And now you can't see
We
your
should have
shot
just
you're
lured
top
it out of
room,
the
so
cave.
Use the
I
arrow.
need to zoom out.
What are you doing, Shadow?
Okay, I'm waiting for everybody to get across. Then
Everybody's across.
hey, I'm sneaking forward, trying to get a visual into the room.
You gotta go off of what you're telling us, bud.
It's the trap.
Is
The wall, the ground that collapsed.
okay, moving there. Stealthily. I'm guessing it's actively moving. Yes. Okay. So there's now the owlbear is in there. It's actively moving around. Spacious chamber.
Give me a stealth roll.
Where's my character sheet go?
Right.
That's
So,
what you're in.
The owlbear's in there. It's moving around. Good amount of space for us to spread out, but
That's what you roll.
We're not going to be able to ambush this thing.
So basically, are we dropping down out of the tunnel?
is there a drop?
No.
So we're just
It comes to a stop in the tunnel, in the pool, that brownish gray or brownish green in front of Shadow.
are we gonna be in deep water, or is it?
You don't know how deep the water is. It's murky.
Probably not.
Like when you say he's moving around in there, it's how deep is it on his legs? And
There's no water where he's moving around. It's dry land where he's moving around, and then there's a little bit of water as soon as we exit this, but there's more or less just dry ground around the area.
all right.
We're probably not going to be able to ambush him, given he's already up and moving around.
Well, you got your awesome weapon. No problem.
I just need to be able to get in there and draw my weapon before the initiative.
So I can draw it away from the exit to this little section, so all of you guys could get in to the room.
Everybody's in order.
Like, I can draw it farther away so everybody get fully in and engage it. If we want to do that.
Yeah, I would draw it away from this area.
Not this room, I'm just drawing it away from...
Yeah, the exit we're about to go through.
Well, why don't we do it in twos? Two of you, you two draw them over here.
Well, because I'm a lot faster.
I get it.
That owlbear's gonna kill us before you guys can do anything.
We're gonna come up on the backside of them.
You're using
there
us
any-
as bait.
Is there any light in the room?
No.
No.
I would be happy to go first, but you guys are in front of me. I'm behind you.
So someone will probably need to have light going into the room.
I have light.
I have dark
Well,
vision.
Yeah, if you got dark vision, you should need light.
I mean, I would be happy to go first and draw him up, and then you guys come around. I don't care if I'm used as bait, but I'm just saying that way you draw the creature over this way and you can flank the creature this way.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying we do it in pairs so we can get the creature surrounded.
Alright. The two of us need to stealthily get in here just so I can draw my weapon before it attacks us. Because I don't want to have to spend an action to draw my weapon.
I'm not
Why
saying
can't I
you
just draw
have,
your weapon now?
Because it's a tight space, I couldn't...
It's a two-handed hammer. Doesn't fit.
speaking of which, I don't think it's sheathed right now.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about whether it's sheathed or not. We'll sort that out when the combat starts based on the situation. But yeah, your weapons are not ready.
I mean, I'm not
Would
not
me
saying
Pickle be able to
draw
pop out or
out.
not?
I'm just
Pickle
if
could,
you can
because-
sneak
because
out,
it's small.
sneak
Yeah,
out.
you guys could, yeah.
But the
I'm not-
likelihood
I'll
is
keep
he's
mine.
gonna
I mean,
fall.
there's a difference between like a spear, which is a stabbing weapon, versus a sword or a two-handed axe.
Yeah, I've got the trident and a shield.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them being out as far as that, but they're not ready, and you certainly at a disadvantage if you're fighting in that small tunnel.
Yeah.
The likelihood is we're all going to try and sneak out, but the likelihood is he's going to follow somebody. So I'm saying if he does,
Well, if you got plate armor, probably hear you.
Not if you're stealthy. Sneaky plate
Okay.
armor.
We know.
So you're in the lead. How are you going to enter the room, or how are you going to enter the room? Advise everybody to retreat back down the tunnel.
Okay. Let's stealthily enter the room, and then, assuming it doesn't see me immediately, I'm going to make my way over here.
Okay, so you're trying to head along the southern wall
Yes.
towards that area. Okay. What is your plan? Assuming it does not see you.
Assuming it doesn't see me, I'm going to try to stealthily move in and try to follow him, but I want to be able to have my hammer already, like, drawn and ready in case
Okay.
he spots me.
So Ben, you give me a shadow. Give me a stealth roll to start off with. Let's figure out how quickly it's able to spot you. Okay. So the group, first three of you, I assume you're moving up behind him.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys get to there. Ben steps out into the room and gets to about there. The beast is in the middle of the room currently chewing on something, ripping some sort of meat off of some sort of carcass. As soon as you step in, it pauses, sniffs the air, and then turns and stares at you immediately. Okay. That's going to put everybody else here, just coming out of the tunnel. I'll move everybody else up.
I had no vision.
You have no vision at all? Or you just
Black
can't see the
screen?
room?
Did you go black screen?
I mean, it still moved everything, but
Yes, your black screen. You gotta refresh.
okay. How do I reach breath?
F5.
Okay. Meanwhile, I will toggle the combat state. Everybody can start rolling their initiative using your stealth. Technically, you use your regular initiative or your stealth. I don't really care, but
I'm using my regular. I'm using my regular.
okay.
It's the same regardless.
For some people, it is.
Oh, I think I just rolled a stealth check. My bad. It was the initiative. Oh, that's a. Was that a perception or an initiative perception? Okay.
I just perception.
Okay. And then I'm going to adjust things so that Shadow, you're first. Star Tusk is after Yulfog. Whenever he rolls, I'll roll for you. So we have it done. Corvus is after Shadow. Pickle is after Riverleaf. I think I'll make it complicated. Corvus is after. Okay, I think we're good. That works. No, you have to be after Corvus. Startek has to be after Gilfog. Okay. So, Shadow, you first react.
Okay.
Creature spins on you, and spots you.
Okay. I pull out my crystal, so there's light in the room, and I make a mad dash. Let me break this.
Doesn't need to be mad yet.
There we go, bright light. And then can I tell how far its reach is?
From its size, it looks like it has no reach.
Just 5 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess technically 5 feet is reach, but no
Yeah.
reach would be like you can only.
I'm going to move all the way over here and enter target stance. And that's my turn.
So 45 feet is your movement rate.
Oops. Sorry. I only go 50 actually. 40.
40. Okay.
I,
So you
That's
move over
95,
there,
45.
drop into tiger stance. Okay.
uh,
The creature reacts to your fast movement across the room by shrieking.
Yep.
It lets out a blood-curdling screech. Everybody needs to give me a will save.
Nice. Yep. Nice.
White screen this time.
Which is not useful because it doesn't actually. Oh, there it is. There's the results. Okay. So we got Pickle is frightened. Star Tusk and Riverleaf are frightened. Tusk is there. Nope. And Shadow is frightened. I think it added it. No. Frightened. And then Corvus is frightened. Oh, and then Shadow has that, so we didn't get Yulefog. Did you make you rolled bad. Okay, you are very frightened. Okay.
You'd be frightened too if you're stuck in between
Yes.
the tunnel and you can't pull your axe out yet.
Okay, so the creature shrieks, yells, and Yulefog, you immediately start pushing everybody that's behind you back down the tunnel. You're trying to flee, and the only way you can flee is back down the tunnel where they can't get past you.
Wouldn't it not affect me since I'm in front of Yulefog?
Yes, you're right.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right.
The dwarf's not pushing you back down the tunnel.
Okay.
You're still
I was gonna say, gotta make him go forward.
Yeah, you're still somewhat frightened from the fact that the creature is screeched, because that's just the natural ability of it. But the dwarf provides a blockage in the tunnel, and he's going the opposite direction for some reason, because he's scared. Okay. It then gets a free stride out of this as it screeches and charges you,
That is a big owlbear.
and then takes a strike at you at the same time. Okay. He attempts to swipe you with its large talon, hitting a 27,
Round
Nope,
it.
my screen just went black.
which will do 23 points to you.
Ow.
Okay. Then it attempts a grab, which is a athletics check, I believe. Okay. And that gets a 28 versus your reflex DC.
Would Time Wrestler affect this?
No.
No.
It's when you try to grab.
Yeah, when you try to grab it, you can grab it because it's big.
It's a success.
Okay, so that makes you grab. Okay. Steps to grapple you.
Also, I have a feat that's called Bravery, so whenever I have a frightened condition, it reduces the value by 1.
Okay. That doesn't remove the fleeing condition, but instead of frightened 3, you're only frightened 2. Which I adjusted. That's out. Used after a strike, attempts to grapple.
That's my George moment.
Okay, applied or counts. Okay.
George would be proud of me on that one, guys.
So, okay, so it screeches, charges over, swipes Ben, and scoops him up in his claw. Corvus.
All right. So I am going to move into the room to about like.
Okay, now the first square is going to be double, so you're going to lose 5 feet from your effective distance because you're still in the tunnel.
Okay, so
If you have a 25-foot move, then set it for 20 as far as where you're going.
okay, so about right there.
Sure. First move moves into the room, gets you out of the tunnel.
Then I'm going to draw my hammer,
Okay, then you ready your hammer.
and then last thing, I'll move right there so I'm just out of reach of the creature.
Okay. Riverleaf, you are being pushed back by the dwarf, so you can't move forward,
Okay.
but you can do whatever else you might want.
Can I try to push past him?
No.
Okay. So I'm just stuck there.
Yeah, the tunnel's specifically defined as he's taking the whole space.
Okay.
He's squeezing to fit into it, so you can't really get past him at this point. And only because he's wanting to go the other direction.
Mhm. I can't do anything about his sphere, can I?
Yeah, unless you have an ability to do something. I don't know if you have spells or lay on hands to do something.
No, it doesn't do anything cool like that.
Okay.
Um,
Remember to reduce your fear by 1 level as soon as your round ends.
Okay, so I should have reduced mine by 1.
I can see like a sliver of the owlbear. Does that mean I can like target it for ranged attacks or anything?
Sure.
Um, I guess I'll try. Let's see. Is it? Yeah, it's way too far. This goes. 20 feet. Yeah, that's farther than 20 feet. Yeah, I guess I have to stay there if I
Okay.
can't go past him. So.
You'll fog. You panic, trying to run the other way. That's going to burn your action, at which point then the fleeing condition goes away, as well as 1 level of friend. So you're at friend 1 at this point. Start task.
I have a pendant. I guess I could put it in the chat. Just click on the picture.
Bronze bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then when you activate, you get an athletics check to shove somebody.
Distance.
So, yes, in theory, you could use it to shove the dwarf out.
Mm-hmm.
Functionally, what's happening here is the dwarf is really just losing an action as he's trying to go the other way, and you guys are blocking him. But in exchange, he's making you lose an action to move forward because he's blocking you. So you can certainly shove him if you want, if you have other things you want to do, at which point you have to be able to outdo him as far as athletics, which means the item gives you a +1 bonus.
Right there.
You can't
Okay.
see the bear.
If you successfully shove him, then you increase the distance that you get.
Yeah.
So you're welcome to do so. I just don't know whether it's practical because he's only fleeing for 1 round.
Yeah.
So he's already overcome that, but he's still going to delay you because he can't move out of the way.
If you want it, your best bet would be to try to tumble through me.
He can't because the tunnel's too small. You guys are squeezed in and you're a medium creature. There's
If
no
I'm
way to
trying-
get past you.
If I'm trying to get out, she's trying to. Wouldn't I?
You're in effectively a tube, and you're taking the whole space. There's no room for her to get past you. Is the problem?
To be honest, I wouldn't use consumable. Just try and shove him and
Yeah.
just see how far you can get.
You can try that. I mean, you get less distance. If you
But
beat
she's
him,
not doing anything with her actions anyways.
It's true.
yeah.
There's nothing else she can do.
Well, I don't know what else she can do. I mean, she has a hand crossbow. She has potions.
I can't see the owl.
Okay, you can shoot Shadow.
Shoot me.
You can shoot the dwarf. Say, get out of the way. You kill the dwarf. He doesn't block your distance.
I'm gonna try to use my bronze bowl. See if it does anything.
Okay. So go ahead and click on use.
Okay.
And then target the dwarf and attempt a shove action.
So action. So just
In retrospect, if you were to shove me out there, it'd be good because then I'd be out there for the next turn.
Yeah, you save an action or two. Well, it's a critical success.
So you shove him 20 feet.
Okay.
Be awesome.
It is a critical success. Increase the distance you shove your target by 10, or shove your target to 10 feet on a success, or 20 feet on a critical success. Okay, so you're pushing back on her, scared out of your mind about whatever this creature is that's shrieking. The half-orc says, no, we're not doing that. Activates a totem and sends you flying out here, tumbling into the water.
Orc says, get in there.
Fine, get over there.
That's one action.
I am going to put you as prone. Oh. But yeah, one action. There you go. You've shoved the dwarf out of the tunnel.
I really envisioned using that on trolls, but
Yeah.
I think your pendant's gone now.
Yeah, it does remove the pendant it's used, but that's a decent use of it.
You get more of these things.
Okay, so you have 3 squares to get out of the tunnel, so those will be double moved. After that, you're moving normally.
Okay. Oops.
You thought the rogue was weak.
Well, that's the same speed as your move.
So
So
what
Okay,
is
that's-
just
that is 35 feet technically to get there.
My movement is.
So does that make me prone though? So now I'm on the ground.
What's your close?
Nope, you got flashbangs.
Yeah. Let's see. My movement is
Flashbangs
30.
going around the table.
I have 30.
Okay, so that's 1 move plus 5 feet of your second move.
So you go 25 feet more.
Can't open.
As soon as you can see.
We're loading.
This is part of the reason why I was talking about possibly giving up on the laptops, because they're apparently not
Do you
able
want
to
to go
keep
anywhere
up with
else? Like
Foundry.
25 feet?
So
Yeah.
if we're having to restart the laptops all the time, it's not really productive.
You're trying.
Isn't
Yeah,
your
what's
company ready for a
what's the
technical
distance?
refresh?
We refresh computers all the time, but most of them go back to the leasing company.
About
Oh, they're
30-ish
Yeah.
feet.
So it's not. I mean, we have a lot
from
of
you to
excess
the Albert,
equipment, but
about
again,
30
those are all 3 years old.
But you
anyway,
only have
it's
25
or
feet
older.
left.
Um,
So you could start moving around.
Oh,
like
it
it.
is.
These are
Yeah.
probably 5 or 6
Okay.
years.
She said she wanted to
So-
start moving around it to flank it.
Yeah.
25, how far? 25 feet.
Okay, I'll move 25 feet up north then.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'll move you approximately along that aspect.
That's cool. Thank you.
Okay. Pickle. Tunnel seems empty.
Like
Yes,
triumphant.
I'll also remove the frightened condition for you. So. Oh, I'm sorry. No, Riverleaf technically needs to go first.
Can you push past me because I'm small?
Yeah, that's valid at this point. Yeah, you two can bypass each other. So it's going to take you 20, 40, 45, 50 feet to get through to the end of the tunnel. That's going to be 2 moves probably for you. What's your movement rate?
Main page. I think it's 25.
Yeah. Where do I hit?
The main page. This one. Oh,
Yeah, I think
25.
Okay.
yeah.
So assuming you want to get to the entrance of the tunnel, I'll move you there and 2 actions are done.
Okay.
Okay. That puts you here. Now you have 1 action left. There's a dwarf laying in the mud next to you, a little bit surprised and scared. Everybody else is scattering around the room around a gigantic owlbear.
I'm finished with mine.
Okay, you're good where you're at?
Yep.
Okay, so the 1 level of frightened goes away. And we go back around to Shadow.
Okay.
You are currently grabbed.
I'm going to attempt to acrobatics my way out of the grapple. So Tyrannosaur helps him with grappling a target.
Doesn't help you to avoid being grabbed.
Okay. So, yeah. Five.
That is not successful. Its grip seemed to be very strong, holding on to you.
Fire blows.
Those will have penalties.
Yep.
But they also give penalties if they hit.
That one missed.
Oof.
That one missed. Okay, third action.
One more time, maybe I'll get it.
Well, you rolled a 16, but that's minus 10. So you
Yes,
actually
I
rolled
already
10.
I already added minus 10.
Oh, okay. So you have a 14 skill?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not saying anything. That's what I'm trying to understand what the whole
Yes,
context
because
is.
I'm putting it in.
Okay, but I still need to know what you're doing, is my point. Okay. Creature goes. It currently has you grabbed. It's going to gnaw on you with its beak. Attempts to disembowel you with a beak strike. Stabs you with its beak. And hits a 27, which will hit you. That is going to be a hit. which would do 23 points of damage, and I need a will save. 27. Okay, you are sickened as it gut punches you, as well as slowed. Then nobody else is within reach, so it's going to claw at you again. That is going to be a critical hit, which will do 52 points of damage.
I'm out.
And put you at dying 2. Okay. It disregards you at that point, and then steps over to Corvus.
I have reactive strike, or is that not going
It
to work?
moves
It's
up
5
to you.
foot.
5 foot step, yeah. Okay. Corvus.
All right. Well, I guess it did at least save me having to walk up to it. I am going to, let's see, I'm going to target it, and I'm going to use Fracture Mountains on it. Immediately going to open up with a powerful attack on this thing.
Yeah, what would be best?
Miss.
Gosh darn it. Alright, my spark is going to go into Skin Hard as Horn, and that's going to be for piercing. And for my final attack, I'm going to just hit it with my normal Earthbreaker at this point.
So you need to do that. It's also a miss.
Darn.
River Leaf.
Action. So it's 1
He
point.
heals when it hits.
1 is touch. 2 is 30
Does
feet,
not heal
and it
when it
does.
hits.
Did iron.
It does more.
It does
And then
get
the
iron
actions
thing.
we put first.
Oh, you're talking
You have
about
to
the
do
Transcendence
it.
thing.
You
No,
have
it
to-
technically
yeah.
would, but he's dead. I don't know if that would do anything.
I'm unconscious.
He's dying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Still.
Oh, then it
Not
would do
dead.
something.
Whoa.
I'm unconscious.
Yeah, it would do something. So, oh,
Check
So-
out like a 3 action.
That's like
The first one you did was your power strike thing.
that's
And
the
that gives a
Transcendence.
heal.
Yeah, as an automatic effect because the Radiant
I think he's off.
epithet that I have.
Huh.
Here, I can find it here.
It's posted in the chat.
That's what I'm about to do.
I don't know how to post it in the chat, but I know that's so.
That's what the kids say. Post it in the chat, they say. And put it in the chat.
The Radiant. Here we go.
Put it on the instant. Okay.
They're surfing this.
So yeah, that'll give you. You can have 14 hit points. I won't be able to do it again to you specifically for 10 minutes though.
So every time you spark Transcendence, and that is what I see that's the part I not understand as far as your character. What exactly is spark Transcendence mean?
Spark Transcendence is when you activate the special ability that's on your icon, and it has a special thing it does, but that also triggers it to have to switch to a different icon. But when I do that, it does a special thing, which said special thing is being able to heal people.
Okay.
I think it's like when you do your power attack, like your
Yeah.
or whatever.
Because the Fractured
But
Mountain...
it's every one of his icon abilities. Every
Yeah.
single time.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
The limit, though, is I
limit
cannot
is he can't do it again
to him for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Do one for it's yeah, I know. It's still done.
Okay.
It's 14 hit points fixed. I can't really increase or decrease.
Now it's 12 points. Oh, plus 2, so 14 points.
Yep.
Okay. That's valid. I get that. My math was off. Okay, so let me adjust make sure your death save is correct, or your wounded state is 1 now. It's still doubling that for some reason. Okay. And yeah, you're prone. At least you don't have to worry. Oh, you're no longer grabbed, because it let you go as soon as you went down. So small bonus there. So, Riverleaf, what would you like to do on your action?
Wow, I actually didn't know.
No.
You don't have a dwarf running the other direction.
Yeah, so
Don't forget you get to reduce your frightened.
Oh, yeah.
20 to go there. And then I think here is that's 10.
You have to use this button, not this
10
one.
feet there.
You have to hover
10
over
feet
it
left,
and use
so.
this button. Use
Yeah,
the other
that's
one, it
work.
will
I think
increase
this-
it.
Yeah, that's the first diagonal.
Mhm.
So yeah. That should be 2 actions. I have 1 action, so I will just move up to it.
Okay.
We just move up to it. I have my weapons out and everything.
Okay. Yulfog, you're prone, but you're no longer fleeing.
And am I still frightened one?
You are frightened once still. Yes.
Okay. So I'd like to stand up.
Okay.
And then I would like to draw
You could.
my great axe,
He's
Okay.
Yeah.
which is already drawn.
Or you could do a
And-
range spell because all of this is difficult terrain.
At that
All of
point-
dark water.
Okay.
I would like to do a sudden charge.
I was going to do
That takes 2 actions.
Then I would
Yeah.
like to
He's not dying. It's up to you.
No, it's-
go ahead and
Yeah.
become
I was going to use that.
Become bait.
bait.
Okay. So, and then your last frightened goes away. Okay. So, and I think you were saying that the water is difficult terrain. Nothing is difficult terrain at this point.
Oh,
right?
nothing's difficult terrain?
Not in
Okay.
this room.
I think it'd still be 3 actions.
So, start test. What would you like to do? Assuming you've reconnected.
Yes.
Everybody else.
because we were small.
I'm going to the back side of it
Okay.
back,
It's right.
and go for the backstab.
That would give you a flank with Yulfog.
Okay. Any other abilities and strike. Oops. Gotta target the creature. And strike.
They like being called bait.
Well, you were frightened. Okay, you move over, stab at it, missing the creature.
We
Unable to penetrate its hide.
We wasted all of our good rolls on Flint.
I'll try the second time.
Okay. You even further worse.
The giant bear's too
Yep.
dodgy.
Your dueling sword is just not strong enough to hit the creature.
Darn foil. So that's it.
Okay, that was 2 actions, 3 attacks. Okay, Pickle.
I'm going to target the owlbear and cast combustion on him.
Okay.
Cast.
Sadly, it fails since it's been raining in the cave the whole time.
Okay. So I'll click the button, put it in chat. So it has to make a
Fortitude save.
14 save. Yeah.
Okay.
And roll damage. Does 4d8 fire and 2d6 persistent fire to the creature, which it makes a fortitude save.
Yep.
So what was it save?
It passed. Got
Okay.
25.
So yeah, so you roll damage. And it takes half of that. Yeah, persistent.
Okay. Take 6 points.
It's not very flammable.
It was raining in here.
It was.
You got 1 action left if you want to do something else.
Let's see. I'll move over just a little bit. How's the dark? Is it all the same terrain now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Technically, you're splashing around in water, but it's only an inch or so deep. Okay. Shadow. You have 2 actions.
I'm going to stand up and try to become unsickened.
Okay.
No.
That what's that again?
Focus.
Fortitude save.
Used or what?
Yeah, so you have 1 focus point left.
Okay. You are no longer
So you're
sickened.
like 2 per day.
That also
One,
recovers
two, and
your
then
speed.
To get
So next round you
each
get
time
2
you
actions.
meditate.
Or 3 actions.
You get one back and
That's
take
it.
10 minutes.
Okay.
So you have 1 back. You have
You're
1
prone.
more.
So you're back in action, ready to go.
No.
Okay, the beast going to strike at things. Let's see, you guys all just moved up, so you like tickled it. So I guess it's gonna go for Corvus. It is going to sweep a talon at you. It is going to hit you by 6, which will do 25 points of damage unless you want to use Retributive Strike.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You need better AC.
So yeah.
Has been applied.
I think so. I clicked Retributive Strike and I have to drag it on him.
I think so. Okay.
There we go.
The damage is 17 to Corvus after the effect. Okay, and then you get your attack.
It took off the big thing at the bottom where you could do like the attacks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I said, a large number of the mods are not working right now, so we gotta make some adjustments.
Yeah, we can't see people's
managed to hit.
statuses anymore either.
Nobody has any statuses right now.
You can see the health status.
Well, I mean,
13
like, it
points.
won't tell you on death's door or perfectly fine.
That's
or-
me.
Okay. Then it attempts to grab you, which is an athletics check. Do you have at least a plus 23 reflex?
I have a plus 11.
Okay. So, is there a bonus to a critical grab?
Let me look up grab.
Very squeezy.
Yeah. Grapple, technically.
Grapple.
Is grapple. Not say anything. But I could have done that. We just re-roll it with using the grapple thing. So it doesn't
Your
work.
target is restrained until the end of your next turn unless you move or your target escapes. Nothing different from success.
Okay. So that makes you grabbed.
And it's against the target's fortitude.
Well, it's
DC.
restrained
reflex.
rather than grabbed.
Grapple as an action.
Yeah.
It's against a target's fortitude.
Okay.
Not
you have at
reflex.
least 23 fortitude.
Let's see. My fortitude's a plus 12.
Okay. So, didn't change it, but granted, did that make a difference on
No.
you? Okay. Was it worse?
No.
You had the same reflex and fortitude?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it
So
didn't matter.
since he got a crit, right?
Mhm.
He's restrained rather than grabbed. You're tied up and can barely move, or a creature has you pinned. You're off guard and immobilized. You can't use any attack or manipulate actions except to escape or force open. Restrained overrides grabbed. But grabbed is you're off guard and immobilized. You can attempt to manipulate while grabbed. You must succeed at a DC 5 flat check or it's lost.
So it turns on you, takes its one paw, and like smashes you into the ground, holding you still. And then tries to gnaw at you with its mouth because it has you held. But it doesn't manage to penetrate your armor. You get that regardless.
Okay.
If it hits, it gets an extra benefit. Okay. Okay, so that was 3. Corvus.
Alright. So, I'm assuming I can use my athletics to try to brute force my way out.
I think so, yes.
I'm going to try to roll athletics then and see if I can break free.
Unsuccessful.
Darn it.
Yeah, that sync runs slow.
Okay.
So
Is that the only attempt I can make this round?
you can do a second one if you want, but a cumulative -5.
Okay. Well, it says I can't really do anything until then.
Correct. Because you've been restrained.
Yep. Oh, wait, I forgot. I had to be -5, right? What's it?
You rolled
Not
20.
Oh,
So the 20 is a special condition. You need to get. Okay, so you rolled a 20, and if it was a success, it's a critical. If it was a failure, it becomes a success. regardless, that is enough. You break free.
All right.
And does that make him only grabbed, or does that remove the restraint, the entire thing?
So the 20. So was this a
Critical.
So this was a critical. So you get free and remove the grabbed, immobilized, and restrained conditions imposed by your chosen target. You can then stride up to 5 feet since you got a critical success.
Okay. So you are no longer restrained. You can move up to 5 feet if you care to.
All right. So I can.
You use strength of will to push the claws back off of you, saying, "You will not hold me back." And
Do I have to pick up my weapon again? Has it been
No.
dropped or? Okay.
you were just restrained.
All right, then. I guess I can't attack, obviously, right? Because.
Not as a free attack. You have your third action. You
Okay.
can do whatever you want.
Okay. Third action. I'm going to attack him then.
Okay.
I think he's still marked as grappled.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Third action. I'm going to attack. Would that be at the -10 or not?
Yes.
All right.
This is just a regular Earthbreaker at this point.
Yes.
That's a miss. Riverleaf.
So as regular as a +1 striking thundering earthbreaker is.
So if I wanted to flank with Yule Fog, can I move here?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go into defensive advance up to here.
Okay.
So
That's
I
an advance.
it is. So I move, raise my shield. As part of that, it's moving, raising your shield, and then I stop next to him. I get to attack him. Strike.
Defensive maneuver.
That's an advance.
Yep.
Damage. There we go.
Okay. 16 points.
That's 2 actions. I should have done this before, but I'll just go ahead and do it now, and I'll smite him.
Okay.
That's up for next round.
And I think the smite goes on him.
Does it? I drag it on.
Effect smite, 1 round remaining. Designate 1 enemy. Yeah, I think the effect smite goes on him.
Target a token.
I put it on him. You wouldn't have been able to. I mean, otherwise it doesn't know who you're targeting
Yeah. Okay.
to apply the bonuses. And it only lasts a round.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Come on,
You'll fog.
That gets a free.
I am no longer scared of you, my friend.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
yeah, you are no longer scared. You were ready to fight.
I am gonna swing
Yeah,
at you,
one
bud.
Okay.
Okay.
You miss. You're still a little intimidated by it, apparently.
Damn, I'm gonna swing again.
Okay. You miss the second time.
You're still very afraid of this thing.
Guess I'm
You
gonna,
obviously got mud on your axe.
Flanking you, man.
I'm guessing I'm gonna go again here.
Okay. So you whiff 3 times.
Wow.
Star Tusk. If your knife can penetrate the hide.
We'll try.
feathery hide.
Is this an unholy owlbear?
Yeah, you actually stabbed it that time.
Sneak attack.
Just regular damage.
With the off guard bonus. Okay.
Okay, I'll try it again.
Got it a second time. Rogue is showing you up, warrior.
Hey, she pushed me out into the fight too.
Yeah.
Who's got muddy equipment?
Who needs a dwarf when you got a half orc here?
Well, let's go ahead and do it again. See.
Natural 20.
That one missed.
Alright.
Okay. Pickle, your turn.
Yeah. Dark again. Back again. Target the owlbear. Try combustion again. Wow, hitting chaos. No,
Yeah, so he's rolling his save.
The owlbear spontaneously combusts.
You got a critical success. You're not going to do anything to him.
Yeah.
So this owl bear is apparently fireproof.
He is.
It has those wet feathers.
that's a little damage.
I guess
You
we
don't
should,
need
I guess we really should have put that flaming rune on the axe that I can't hit with.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have helped you hit, but it would do more damage than you hit. So,
Okay, Shadow.
or have been like
10-foot step right here,
it was more damage you could have done. if you
Flank.
missed.
and then I'm going to do flurry of blows with stunning. Maybe I can try and stun it.
Well, you hit it.
Okay.
Why don't you
Right,
get
right,
back
right.
into the fight when you have like no hit points? Why don't you
Takes 10
take
points
healing potions?
and critical success on the fortitude save.
Okay, so yes.
He still has one
Sure.
more action, so you can move back if you want to.
He does.
And then you get a critical success. Oh, no, he got a critical success. You hit him a second time. For 11 points of damage.
Then 10-foot step back.
And he gets another critical success.
Yeah. Stupid juggernaut.
Okay.
Bless it.
Thank you.
Okay. Beast goes. He's going to take a 5-foot step
What?
here. And he is going to swipe a paw at Star Tusk. Which is going to hit a 32, which hits a critical hit by 10. So this is a time when you probably want to use your nimble dodge to reduce it by 1 or 2 points.
Yes,
Okay.
I clicked
That
it.
one-
I clicked it. Okay. So it
Okay.
makes it just a regular hit instead.
Mhm.
And
For
you
each
take
additional action
28
you
points.
use in
I'll
cast-
go ahead and.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. So I think you already did the thing. So
Did what thing?
well, did the damage, right?
Yes.
So can I use my reaction on him?
Yes.
So she gets 8 points back.
Okay. Let me add 8 points back. There you go.
And then I'm gonna smack him. And I should get the extra damage from smite. If I hit it.
Yep.
Yeah. And it looks like it's not adding it because it's just the base 2d8 plus 4.
Roll it and we'll see. Okay, so it rolled a 3 and an 8 is 11 plus 4 is 15. So yeah, it didn't add any extra damage.
Yeah. So that's an additional 3.
Okay, so 18 points.
Yep. I'll try to put it on me next time.
Okay.
Seeing if that does anything.
And then it does a backhand strike against Shadow. Which is going to hit a 37.
Sure, just
That's going to do 40 points to you. Which will drop you on the ground. Corvus.
All right. I am going to use a transcendence for my skin hard as horn, which is crash against me.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna buff my defense. And then the thing's gonna go back into my Titan's Breaker. And I'm going to step forward, and for my final act, I'm going to try to hit it.
Okay, so doesn't that give you a free heal to somebody?
Yes.
So,
Star Tusk.
thank you.
I was trying to look around to see who was damaged at this point. I couldn't do him twice. And then I'll make my attack against him.
This is a regular strike.
it's in the Titan's Breaker. It's not a transcendence, but it has passive effects when it's the sparks in it.
Okay.
So would that be a -10 since it's third action, or
No, it's
no?
you
All
haven't
right.
made any attacks yet.
All right, so it is first attack. All right.
It has to be a willing living target, we determined. Okay.
Okay, you hit it.
All right. Image.
You do 18 points, and the beast goes down.
Oh,
Wow.
I was expecting it to have more hit points, but I'm not complaining.
You've gotten through the first owlbear.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
Two
go
more
lay
to
on hands river leaf.
Does the
Alright.
panther
I'm
have
river leaf.
hooves?
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
lay on hands.
You lay on hands yourself.
Yeah.
Don't need to go.
I did a good job. I just saw river leaf on the screen. I was like, yeah, it's that one.
You're welcome, guys. Glad to be of assistance.
That's right.
Did my strikeout.
Functionally, the group doesn't need half the members, power level wise.
So, do I click apply healing?
Sure.
all the things going on.
All the benefits and everything. Okay. The main thing is it always adds an extra level of wounded. And then I'm assuming you're going to get up.
Yeah.
Okay. So, looking around the room, you have a dead owlbear.
Ow.
There.
Yeah, there's a murky pool of water in the southern portion of the chamber where you guys came in. Sloping tunnels lead out of the cave to the west and to the northeast. There's a jumble of bones, rocks, fur, and feathers piled against the eastern wall.
Ow.
Shall we sift through there to see if there's any stuff in the rubbish?
I should probably take off like something from the owlbear, like proof that we killed it or something.
Take off its head.
Just the
Take
people.
him out on our wall.
I would search the room.
All right. Can I use one of my lesser healing potions on the cat?
If we're wanting to heal, I mean, I wouldn't
think
waste the potion.
yeah.
I would say if we want to heal, I would say we take 10 minutes. If we want to do
Yeah.
that, I wouldn't waste potion.
I take a short rest.
I wasn't sure since George
Obviously,
isn't
it's
here.
perfect.
I guess so.
Our designated healer isn't here, so I wasn't sure how we would do that.
10 minutes, does that give you back focus?
10 minutes gives you back one focus point.
One focus.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we also.
So you guys
we
are going to take 10 minutes?
You want to take 10 minutes in here, or you want to get out of here?
If that's the case, who's going to do medicine? Or alternatively, Dwarf is recommending getting out.
And also did do a loud scream.
We know that there's a spider in
Yeah, and we think there's spiders in here, and it screamed at the beginning of combat. So, if people were worried about stuff coming in here.
Can I just search as long as we have time for it?
Yeah, you got 10 minutes.
Okay.
Is what I'm hearing. I mean, or is the plan to leave?
You guys want
Let's
to
take the 10 minutes.
I'm okay taking 10 minutes if people are going around if people
just
are
in
gonna
this
be-
area?
Somebody could
Was
do
it-
If people
10
stay
minutes
in
of
there.
medicine, I would
Yeah.
be very appreciative.
So-
Okay, so Startuss is going to search.
How do I put this? Focus.
You can search through the
You put
remains.
both of them back. So,
Okay, go for it. Everybody else is hanging out, keeping watch, or getting some medicine.
correct. I'm
Okay.
meditating.
You're meditating. Who's doing the medicine then?
Does anybody have medicine?
Or are you just waiting 10 minutes to get focus points back?
I'm probably.
Dad, you have medicine.
I would assume so.
And I believe you have healer's tools. So if someone was doing medicine, it'd be you or I don't have medicine.
I have medicine too, but his is higher.
Who's
I have +8 and he has +13.
me?
Yeah.
So, in the nest,
Go to the little yeah. Let's see how you have medicine.
Right.
The nest, I thought it was
So
owl
how do I
pellets.
do that? So what do I do? Do I select somebody or
in the nest, there's the remnants of a body,
who do I
badly mangled,
Are you gonna be
that has some gear. Looks like a barbarian of some sort, killed some time ago.
Okay.
Yeah. It's got unusual liquids and ring and chain shirt. All that stuff looks good.
The body also contains a piece of parchment that has a rough map of the region
Oh, another one.
with markings on it that you recognize as Raventhorn, as well as this cave.
Okay.
Okay.
So is he a master or expert?
Well, are the macros working? Like, is the treat wounds macro?
I don't know.
Okay. I couldn't find it. But yeah, so
I would suspect not.
probably not, but you're trained. So you need a 15 on that if you wanted to do that.
So what I do, just roll,
Yeah, so just roll that since we don't have the macro.
roll.
So you got a critical. So I believe
That's
it's 4d8.
Yes, it is.
So 48.
I can just slash R 48.
Yeah.
And I'll just
You
deal
don't have any focus point.
20.
You don't get the focus point if you're doing this.
Okay.
I get mine.
The cat is very appreciative, though.
Okay. So the rogue finds some stuff in the nest of the creature. 10 minutes have gone by. What would you guys care to do?
What'd you find?
Nothing seems to come out of the caves to accost you.
There's a unusual longsword, unusual hatchet, 2 unusual alchemical bombs, chain shirt, unusual ring, liquid, an object, some gold and silver, but like 3 or 4 pieces, gold and silver.
This guy was packing.
Oh,
What
I was
this
kidding.
guy was.
I guess if you want to stick those in the stash, we could
He got all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I
I was like, I can
Yeah,
do
we
this,
can
and he
keep
gets
going
eaten
through
by
the
an
cave.
owlbear.
keep exploring the cave.
You want to keep on exploring the cave? We know that we're going to come across spiders.
Yeah.
Well,
Spiders.
we could just not go down that
He's
way.
scared of spiders only slightly more than owlbears.
So,
I mean,
we go ahead
realistically,
and
since we're using
move
the
all-
XP thing, if
should we
we're
go
going
ahead and start
through the
moving all the
cave
stuff to
and
the
we're able
stash?
to rest,
Yeah,
we
I'll
want
just-
to go through
I'll
the
just
cave and
put
find
them
any
in
treasure or XP we find.
Okay, I'll help.
Realistically, I mean, we did our objective of
I'll
killing
do
an owlbear,
consumables.
but since we're using XP,
Oh, you're
I
doing-
mean, if we go
I'm
through and
just
fight more,
doing
we can
whatever.
get XP. So
So it's not that much. And
I would say we keep going.
Well, Drew, straight west is where the all the gunk is, the
there we
uh,
go.
We could
plants and everything.
possibly wait to do those since they scream.
Yeah.
Okay.
As do most things when you hit them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we got a lot of unusual
He
stuff in the
screamed
stash
before you.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you could go northeast into that other chamber. I don't know if there's anything in there.
We could just go north here. I think
Yeah.
that's where the beach
Didn't you
was.
say that's where the carcass is and all the miscellaneous bodies are?
I think so.
Possibility.
Okay, I'm not taking the front this time.
You're not?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Scaredy cat.
Yes.
I'm taking the map too.
Okay.
I'll go up with you, Jason.
We already... Yes, we did.
You guys want me to take the front?
Sure.
Where you
Hold
guys
on.
want me to go?
Okay. So you guys start moving up there. The room, like I said, is a 20-foot high cavern. At the eastern side, there's a wide ledge that runs along the wall at about 15 feet up. 2 tunnels exit, one to the west, which is narrow, and the one you're coming in that's fairly wide. In the northern portion of the chamber is a giant carcass of a great beast. It looks like another owlbear, surrounded by half a dozen torn apart human bodies.
Does it look bigger than the one we fought?
No,
No.
it's
Smaller?
about the same size.
Same
Okay,
size.
so... Keep an eye on that little pathway right there.
Is there any loot still?
There's corpses of people scattered around the
Why don't we let
pile.
the other 2 in our group get up here so we don't just leave them right there?
Where-
There we go.
So where do you want me to go? You want me to go left? Do you want me to go straight?
You want to
Okay.
go like to the right, over there.
Probably like right here.
Check
Go
out
to
the
the right, see if there's any
Yeah.
treasure.
Because
So this thing's killed Owlbear. When we saw, we didn't have fun with the Owlbear.
Mhm.
And now we want to stick around and mess with this. Fair enough.
What you do? Get XP.
We're adventurers.
Is that like a small ledge?
Yes, as I described, there's a wide ledge about 15 feet up on the wall.
I did not see that on the map.
I understand that.
I was clarifying that that's where it was.
That's where the ledge is. It's about 15 feet up on the wall. Above it, there's a opening in the roof. A hole in the roof. The entire room is filled with buzzing flies all over the corpses and the creature's body.
Would you like us to keep on walking?
You can?
How old did the bodies seem to be? Are they like
They look like they've been dead for some time. At least a couple of weeks.
This is
That's
kind
the
of
flies.
a dead end here, guys.
you want to do a detect magic, see if any of this stuff is magical? There's like an area, so
Hey, oh wait.
And like if this was a horror movie, Pickle, you're standing in the spot that I wouldn't be standing at. Like you're about to get swooped up by a spider.
And Pickle's gone.
It's like that one scene from Lord of the Rings with the big spider.
bye bye pickle.
I've been here before. I know what's here.
What are you guys gonna do?
You said you could cast detect magic now?
Anything
I
magical?
think you can too.
Yeah, but you've not done it before. It's
Yes,
special.
she did. She learned how to do it.
I didn't memorize it. I didn't.
Oh, you did.
Oh,
you
yeah,
got it.
okay. Yeah, I did.
He forgot he had memorized it.
Where
That's
that's
right.
from?
So do I just click on detect magic?
You just say you cast detect
Because it
magic.
can't-
Okay.
There's nothing really to cast per se.
Okay.
So yeah, you cast detect magic. There is the collection of their gear doesn't look like any of it's magical.
There's some stuff over here.
Hey, there's 30 silver.
Put it in the stuff.
We'll stick that. Put your silver up.
I'll go ahead and move all the stuff to the stash. I'm guessing we're gonna take it with us when we're leaving.
We're gonna come across a spider.
And that's the intent. Fight it.
They want spiders.
You do.
They want. You can't go up to level 7 unless you've killed at least 1,000 wild boars.
Mm-hmm. That's what you do.
Okay.
So the ledge is like 15 feet up.
Uh-huh.
And there's a hole.
Then 5 feet above that is the ceiling of this chamber,
Mhm.
roughly. There's a hole there that looks like it leads into a tunnel or something like that.
Can't see daylight or anything out of
Yeah.
it. Just another cavern.
Yeah.
Okay. Could check out spiders, or check out this tunnel here.
Which oh.
The one that you're standing, your horror movie tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
I could climb top of the ledge, see if there's anything up there.
I imagine if we go in that tunnel, we can't keep our weapons drawn. It's pretty
Nope,
tight.
not if you're
Also,
gonna be
that-
in the side tunnel where you're heading,
Yeah.
That
Um,
tunnel also leads into the room with the funguses.
No, that's spiders.
you can keep your weapons
No.
drawn, but I mean the tunnel's tall enough, but it's pretty narrow. So if you're fighting, it still counts as
Oh.
off guard if you're in the tunnel itself.
Does it seem like it slopes down or
A little bit up.
A little bit up. Okay.
I'm not going in there.
Not going in.
Dwarf is still intimidated by the owlbear.
Mm.
Too scary.
I'll go first.
The
Are you
owl.
really going in
Can
there?
I take a look
Yeah,
at the
no.
dead owlbear?
Gotta
Not the
go
one that we
find our
killed, the other
adventure.
one. Does it appear to have?
Mhm.
Can't swing, but
I'm guessing it was killed by these people,
Get them and get out, or we get
Okay.
like,
but it
spear
killed
something.
them before it died. Is
Okay.
that what I infer from a scenario.
Sure.
Can we do a nature thingy? You do
Okay.
forensics.
Or do you have medicine? Do you have a skill, or are you just asking me to tell you information?
I'm telling you what I'm trying to do, and then I'm expecting you to tell me what skill I should
You
use.
take a look at it. It's a dead creature that has been dead for a couple of weeks. It's surrounded by several corpses of guys that have been dead for several weeks with no obvious sign other than the bodies are being torn up as to how any of them have died. So if you have some skills appropriate, I can give you some further information. Otherwise, you have to conclude whatever you want to conclude.
Well, I'm not trained in medicine.
What appropriate skill? Nature?
Medicine.
Medicine. Okay.
I'm
I mean, you recognize it's an L there. That's what nature tells you. This is not normally how they sleep.
Not with a pile of bodies.
No. Well, and
Yeah, I got 30. Okay, I can.
doesn't appear to have died due to natural causes or age, but how specifically it died, you don't know.
Well, I'm trained in medicine too, so I was gonna see if I can tell.
Okay. So between the two of you, Pickle seems to be more qualified in this case. Yeah, it seemed like the body has suffered severe wounds from the weapons that are here, the swords and spears and so forth. Whether that killed it or something else did, you don't know, but it certainly has wounds consistent with that. You don't have enough information to know whether it died first or it died second.
Okay. What's next?
He wants to go in this tunnel.
I think we should explore the tunnel.
He's just fishing for XP.
I am. That's what you do with this.
The problem is that tunnel looks like it leads back to the area where the
It does.
It slopes
Fungus.
slightly up, so it's possible it goes. If it keeps going up, it's possible it might go up in the room with the hole.
Yeah, the spiders.
I mean, I'm willing to go first.
I'm not.
So half the group says they're staying behind. Well, you want to go in the hole?
I'm all for it for going in the hole. I'm just not going first.
I'm willing. I can move up. That's in the wall.
Disappears into the wall.
Yeah, put through the wall.
Here's
I can go
We'll have Jason go last, so when he gets scared, he'll be the first one.
Yeah.
Then he'll have somewhere to run.
the wise person.
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
go. I can go second.
Dad, you're
Go
gonna
ahead
have
and move into the tunnel if you want. Everybody else seems very scared by the owlbear presence
I guess.
and the
I'll go.
possibility of spiders.
I'll go after Jenny.
I guess I'll go after that.
From here, at least, you're not seeing any cobwebs or
I'm
webs.
seeing something through the wall, but
Are you?
yeah, I'm seeing like a line that's going.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be glitches. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's messing up.
no, it's because of the angle. You can see
okay.
around corners.
Glitch in the matrix.
It's you have a narrow slice with the light to be able to see through past the corners. That's what's happening.
Okay.
So
Check
yeah,
the traps.
you can see the artwork where you can see webs. You see webs.
Okay. So I'll move and I guess check for traps as I'm going since there's a collapsed floor.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'll check your perception.
I do have keen eyes.
What does that do?
Your eyes are. I'll just drop it in.
Sharp eyes.
Yeah.
Keen eyes.
Conceal.
You get a +2 bonus when using seek within 30 feet. Okay.
I'm a trap finder too.
And she has trap finder, so she gets a passive bonus.
Right.
So if she's looking for traps, she'd get two.
He's particularly observant. You just have a training to be able to find traps, which normally other people don't have. So, are you saying you want to go first and look for traps?
Well, you can go first and I'll go second.
Okay.
Because
I mean,
Okay. Hey, I'll be looking for traps too if you also want to look for traps.
Right.
I give you spot before me.
Well, a lot of times, rogues are the only ones with trap finding who
Yeah.
can find actual traps.
Yeah.
I mean, you might be observant, but you still can't identify a trap
Yeah.
per se.
oh,
So
well,
that's where the difference comes in.
I can go first if you want.
Okay. I'm gonna move up one just so I can zoom up.
Rogue takes the lead. Yeah. Okay. And Shadow's following in with you. So I'll move Shadow or Startusk up. You get to about here where the webbing starts. Okay. Starts initially just a couple of strands across the passageway, and then as you go in, it looks like all the walls and floor and ceiling are covered with it, and you're more walking into like a tube of webbing, covered in dirt, here and there bones and so forth.
I don't want to go in there.
Okay. You haven't found any traps as such, other than possibly a spider's web tube.
Yeah, the whole thing looks like a trap.
It looks very webby, guys. I'm going back.
Okay.
Where's your little push now?
Hey, I used it up.
Okay.
The champion is still insisting he must go in.
Well, apparently, my deity does not want me to go in, as it's white screened.
Right. Okay.
Dark gods must make a sacrifice.
Are we waiting for you to go in, or are you turning back with the rest of the group?
Well, I was going to see what the tunnel looks like once this comes back.
Same.
I was planning on going up, but I just want to see what I'm getting into.
Okay.
Did you refresh it?
Yeah, it takes a second.
Maybe what I would try is remove all the mods for the game. And just
I
go
will
with
say,
basic Foundry.
I guess if you're right though, if there, I mean, clearly there's people that have died in those webs. I'm sure there's probably treasure in those webs. You're probably right.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I'm mainly saying it
Is it
because we're
worth it?
using the XP. We haven't used a lot of resources yet. I still have my land hands. You haven't used any of your heals.
We haven't
All
used
these
any healing
yeah,
potions.
We haven't used any healing potions. And the system we're going with is we're using XP, which you get whenever you kill things. There's other things where if you resolve the threat in another way, you get it beyond that. But it's like if you don't, with the dungeon things, if you don't go through and attack all the creatures and get the XP for killing them, you don't get it. And the
Well,
faster.
I would disagree with that statement. I mean, I understand the
Yeah.
basis for it, where if it's a video game, if you don't kill the creature in the room, it's as if it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
The way I typically do things like this is if you want to experience everything and fill in all the blanks, etc., by all means.
Yeah.
But if you guys leave and the threat of this is done,
Mm-hmm.
you get all the experience regardless.
So like for all the encounters and stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't
but
matter. It's
we
no
might
longer
miss
a
out
threat.
on
the
some.
owlbear,
Right, you might miss out on some of the story. You might miss out on some treasure. You might miss out on other things.
Yeah.
So there is value to go through
Yeah.
it, but especially if it's a trivial location,
Mm-hmm.
going through the motions of just killing everything is kind of irrelevant.
Okay, I wasn't sure how we were doing the XP with that.
Yeah, I'm not going to penalize you if you say, yeah, we killed the owlbear, everything's done here, let's leave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, fine. You killed the owlbear, whatever it's worth is what it's worth.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, the owlbear. I mean, the owlbear for the group was only a moderate challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are already above the level that it should have.
Yeah.
So at that point, you have significantly diminished returns, anyways, for
Mhm.
going through things. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
By no means do you bypass it.
Yeah.
Just the scaling of the game is having some challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Partially because we have a bigger than normal group, and
Yeah.
partially because a lot of the classes are really powerful,
Mm-hmm.
which is a problem I have with Pathfinder. So, but yeah, I'm not gonna hold back the XP just because you guys now we don't want to bother with this
Mhm.
with the spider versus, well, let's kill every last rat in the place to get that one extra
Okay,
XP.
I wasn't sure how we were doing the XP.
Yeah,
If
that-
it's an overall thing.
It
or if
when
was
when the adventure gets to that point,
Mhm.
then we're functionally just playing a math game,
Yeah.
and we might as well just skip over it. It's okay. Yeah, you guys walk in, you kill a couple of spiders, you get 10 XP, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than spend an hour actually fighting the combat.
Yeah.
I mean, let's still do it because we might find more treasure. And I'm the only one that's like majorly wounded.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. Like, I'll just move up to the edge here just so I can see in there.
Mm-hmm.
We also don't want to get too wounded because the healer's absent.
I just black screened.
And keep in mind, if we get into a situation like this, especially where we suddenly get into a group wipeout situation, George is going to be upset. Especially if it's over something as trivial as this, right?
What the appropriate modifiers would be.
I mean, I'm just going up here and looking at
I
it
understand.
for now.
I'm trying to determine whether it's even, so looking in, you see several large-sized spiders within the webbing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, about the size of a large cat.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize them as spiders of types that you fought previously in this region.
Mm-hmm.
They're relatively trivial.
Okay.
So, how do you want to dispatch them?
Okay. Do we see any like wrapped up bodies or anything in there?
There's a lot of carcasses and things like that wrapped up in cocoons, and you don't know whether there's anything of value necessarily.
Okay.
But if you have some means to dispatch the spiders easily, let me know what that is.
You could just set the cobweb on fire and it creates a
many
chain
spiders?
reaction.
Half a dozen or more.
Okay.
If any,
things, Drew?
Do you have firebombs?
Special stuff?
Define special.
Blazing bolt would be useful. Huh?
Caustic glass.
I think this is to the point.
Blazing bolt.
So think more, but think more abstract.
Mm-hmm.
You see a room filled with spiders that aren't much threat.
Mhm.
How do you want to dispatch them? Wizard, throw some spells in there, or champion, walk in and smash things,
Mhm.
or
Burn it somehow.
Yeah, that's
he
what I was
walks
looking
in,
at.
whatever. Whoever
Yeah.
wants to do it, fine. We hand wave it. You killed the spiders.
All right.
I can use combustion again.
Sure.
Want that.
Casters.
Okay, so the sorcerer steps up, and with a combination of miscellaneous cantrips, a couple of blasts, and all the spiders are wiped out. That's all that's really relevant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me clear this and that.
Our townspeople overreact.
I guess so.
To be fair, they're all like level 0.
And again, I need to stress, you guys are easily. I mean, the owlbear was a level 9 creature, and you functionally stomped it like most things. The power curve in Pathfinder is off balance significantly. Okay, and the only counter I could have is with a double-sized group having 2 owlbears, which I don't think would really make a big difference. I mean, the amount of damage the group puts out to do things. So that's one of my common challenges I have with Pathfinder and D&D and everything.
It's essentially turning into a mythical campaign as it goes on.
Well, it's superheroes, and you have Batman and Spider-Man and Superman walking through, and there's a bear.
We got the whole
That's
Justice
not
League.
much
Well,
of a
we also
threat.
organized and went at it more systematically than we've done some other times. We went at it.
Possibly. I mean, yeah. I mean, against the trolls, it was a little harder. That was a level before, and you took on the entire complex all at once. But then you came back 2 or 3 times and still defeated everything. So
We did have to make a few strategic retreats.
anyways, yeah, the spiders are gone. They're a trivial threat.
I guess we'll search the room.
Okay, searching through the room, other than lots of webbing and so forth, and there's a bit of bones and carcasses. There doesn't seem to be anything of value in here.
Okay.
From a standpoint of their animals, they don't collect anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. I think the path down here goes through the fungus, so
Yeah, we don't want to go in there.
So
backtrack. We could try going up the hole, or we could just leave.
Let's just leave.
Yeah, let's just go back the way we came.
You guys are gonna climb back through the muddy tunnel.
Unless you could also go through the fungus if you want to do that.
Mm. Well, how far does the tunnel over by the already dead owlbear go up? Like how far do we think it?
I don't know. Nobody's climbed up to take a look. I think it's on the ceiling. It's about 20 feet up.
I can go ahead and climb up and see if it goes anywhere.
Climb, kitty, climb.
You can do that.
Yeah, I'll go there. Assuming somebody else is going to be over here, so I don't get just snatched up by something.
I'm assuming you have plenty of athletic skill.
Yeah.
So you scramble up onto the shelf without much difficulty. At the top of it, like I said, is a narrow chimney leading out of the room. Looking into it in the dark, it goes a couple of feet before you see spider webbing up there as well. You're not sure exactly how far up it goes beyond that. You'd have to push through the webs.
Some webbing.
You want to go through that webbing?
Hang on, let me check something.
Well, actually,
I'm
are we
going-
going to be able to climb out of that anyway?
Yeah,
I'm not going to be able to climb out
it's a relatively easy climb.
Yeah, for the highly trained,
Yeah.
highly trained
So
monkey, you can do it
easy.
no problem.
Says the kitty.
You just grab a handhold here and there, and now you're up. Just do a little cartwheel like that and get up there. Okay, I'm going to. There's some webbing up here. Do I say movement?
Yes, from wind and air movement and so forth, but that's it. You can't see beyond the webs because it chokes the tunnel. Like I said, you'd literally be pushing through the webs going in.
Can I light up a torch?
If you have a torch, sure.
Yeah, I have torches. And just burn the webbing effectively.
You
Like,
can burn what you're able to reach. Now you have to climb it, and you can't hold the torch while you're climbing.
oh, I'm fit.
You
It's a straight climb?
yes,
It's a chimney.
it's a chimney.
Okay, I thought it was like a steady incline.
No, it's a chimney. It goes straight up.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying.
waste no torch.
We're not gonna-
Well, you can put the torch out, and you're fine.
Okay, sure. Sure.
I think we
Do
just.
we want to investigate it?
It's just a chimney on the way out.
Yeah. I don't know if it goes anywhere. You have to keep pushing if you wanted to see where it goes. I don't know if you want to deal with that or not.
I mean, obviously, it just goes out to the side of the mountain somewhere.
So as I'm concerned, we've dealt with the owlbear. We're good
I
to
mean,
go.
we've hit every single.
We can go if we want.
Yeah, let's just
We
go.
can either go through the mud tunnel, or I figured that would be easier than going through the fungus. So
Yeah, probably.
they have spores and such. Yeah.
Okay. Don't want to sneeze.
No.
Okay, so you avoid the fungus room and leave the place?
Yep.
Okay.
Take the owlbear head with us.
Okay. So that will take you back to the Stolen Lands and then eventually back to Raventhorn, I assume.
Right.
Okay.
And on the way, we will attempt to identify some of these items.
Okay. And let's see, we have, as far as the gear, what you got? Okay. So we have first one's easy. It's a moderate tanglefoot bag.
Interesting.
What bag?
Tanglefoot bag. It's a glue
Ooh,
bomb.
stones.
What? It like makes you stop moving or reduces your movement speed.
Oh,
There's a Thunderstone, which is a sonic grenade. You're able to identify a. Yeah, these are trivial for you. A +1 hatchet.
2+1 punches.
Okay. A striking longsword. The some of the liquid is an anti-plague, a smoke stick, an antidote. Okay, this one I will need a identify roll. So whoever wants to roll, whichever knowledge skill you wish to use.
What is it?
We might like the smoke stick.
It's ring.
Arcana, nature, occult, or religion. Your choice.
You know, if we go 2 hexes east, we're gonna end up at that goblin village or whatever.
Yeah, but
I'll
we
do a
probably want to
nature
head back and sell some of the stuff.
I'm saying we're close by.
You don't seem to be able to identify the wand. Anybody else have a knowledge skill?
I have Arcana.
Okay, give it a roll.
Kind of that one. Oh my!
You're not even sure it's a wand.
Oh, jeez.
Just a piece of wood. Why are we carrying that around?
She
Firewood.
tosses the wand away. It's useless.
Oh, stupid wand.
Yeah. Anyone else have a knowledge skill?
Oh no.
What was
magic?
Was it Arcana?
You
Forget
you rolled.
Oh.
We identify the ring.
Okay, so we'll move over to the ring. Same thing, your choice. Arcana, nature, occult, or religion.
I'll try nature again.
Okay. Okay, it's a ring.
I'll give it a try.
Seriously? Man.
It's because nature doesn't really do it.
They can.
Oh,
Yeah. Again, you're not sure it's a ring.
It could just be a metal circle.
Ring? What are you talking about?
This knowledge stuff is so stupid.
This doesn't fit on a half-orc finger. Can't be a ring. So yeah, you guys are unable to identify either the ring or the wand.
And
You
that's
guys got
because you
anything?
guys were using.
It's because their chosen skill,
I'm using the
presumably is
highest
their
one. I
highest
got.
one.
Yeah.
Well, it's not good. They don't have enough knowledge for it.
What do you got? How about what's your nature?
Well, my nature's plus 11, but what does that matter if it's not anything to do with nature?
They're
Well,
not right.
Whenever
You're not
you
getting
identify
roll.
things, you can use any one of the 4 skills. Typically, the challenge number is identical for all of them. Okay. Now, if it happens to be aligned to a particular one, yeah, there's an advantage if you use that particular one. But from your knowledge, you're using whichever knowledge you want to try to use against the item to try to identify it. And with the assumption that they're all identical, obviously you're going to take the one that has the best chance, which is going to be your best skill.
They just didn't
My
roll high
highest
enough
would- yeah.
to eliminate them.
Well, I had a 15 nature. I could do it.
You can try, Jason.
Yeah.
You got
Well,
nature.
if you have detect magic.
But I don't have
Yeah.
magic.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
you don't have
So you
magic.
can't do that. Unfortunately.
So okay. So you have 2 unknown items, and everything else is in your gear. So you guys are returning to Raventhorn, I believe, correct?
Yes, turn in. Get the head tax burning.
I'm sure we can have.
Panel hall.
We want to map as we go, or we want to go straight there?
Sure, why
Well, we can map.
We'll map the 2 hexes that we passed through.
I'm sure what's his name can identify him.
Mapped,
The
cleared,
Vulcan.
Vulcan.
I can.
cleared.
You don't have magic, do you?
No.
Okay, so 2, 4,
My stuff's divine, not magic.
5, 6, we'll say 7 days have gone by the time you guys make it back to town. And where is the calendar? Which is now lost. Okay. Oh, I got. Okay. Yep. So much for that tool. There it is. Okay. So we go by a week. For some some reason it has to animate every day and night cycle along the way.
It wants to.
Okay, a week later, you turn to Raventhorn.
Try.
So are you restored? Are you back at your regular?
I believe so. I would assume 7 days of travel would
Yeah,
restore
7
me
days of
fully.
travel and rest and everything. You're perfectly fine. I will remove the creatures thing since that no longer applies.
Don't have to check. What do you do with the rest of it?
First
Yeah.
thing when we get there,
Mhm.
get the head text code. Put it on our hall.
Okay.
You're gonna stuff it?
Yeah.
All right.
What's it gonna do?
He's gonna stuff.
Taxidermied owl head.
Yeah, now we got a giant owlbear head.
Yep.
Yeah.
If in doubt, you got a owlbear. Okay. So that technically gives you a bonus on the kingdom XP. Resolves the problem with the owlbear. Since we're glossing over the whole kingdom aspect, it doesn't really make any difference here. Removes some unrest and decay and so forth. Plus, you had some damage from the owlbear attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So that officially finishes full chapter 4.
Oh.
We sort of skipped over with the last time because you guys were otherwise they hadn't done this part. Okay. So while you guys are in town, if there's anything you specifically want to accomplish as far as your kingdom or whatever, you have some time. If there's anywhere you want to go back to visit, anything you want to go see. Otherwise, we'll just fast forward a couple of months in time before the next major event or whatever happens.
Does our town even have a military yet?
No, because we're not.
We're not doing that.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm guessing we want to try and get the wand and ring eventually identified.
Okay.
It's the same base here that could do that.
Sure.
Well, Falcon could.
Yes. Whether it's you guys or somebody else, yes, you can get it identified in town.
Okay. We can do that.
So the ring is a ring of bestial friendship,
Oh.
and the wand is a wand of shocking grasp.
Both of them.
We have two. We have two now.
So you guys can sell whatever you wish, redistribute any wealth.
Ring of bestial friendship is unique.
What's this?
So wait a minute. If the ring's a ring of bestial friendship, and we found that on the barbarian in the owlbear cave, that must mean he was trying to befriend the owlbear and failed miserably.
Maybe it was one of the Stagward's guys.
Can I have the smoke stick?
Sure.
Okay, I'll take the smoke stick.
Where do you bring the targets?
So it shows that we have 2 wand of shocking grasp.
Yes, you guys already had one.
Really?
And then the little sheet of paper for the party.
Okay. I guess since it
Double
doesn't hide any of that, I don't think. Hold on.
So I will steal the smoke stick. Or take it.
You should be able to just drag it onto your and it will.
What were you taking, Jenna?
Plus
The
one.
smoke stick.
You saw it's a thunderstone. If you did if you 20, it's not that bad. Definitely was the right spell. Oh. Okay.
Does anybody want the ever burning torch?
We've had that for a while. So you can go ahead.
It's still burning.
Yeah, it's still burning. We could Probably.
We've gone through and selling stuff.
Yeah, they're clearing out additional inventory. I mean, we only started the game that way.
Yeah.
A couple of other things that they had.
The wand was the wand of shocking grasp, and the ring is something.
It's
a
a ring
unique
of
item.
bestial friendship.
Yep. Ring of Beach
600
friendship.
gold point pieces.
Yeah. Cast
Whenever the
Charm
king returns, we'll
Eastern.
discuss what should happen with
So,
that.
and otherwise, the real question is, as we enter the next chapter, if there's any particular quests the group needs to address, which I'm not aware of any, we can address those. Otherwise, we fast forward a couple of months before the next major events from the kingdom happens. Okay, the way this the campaign's written is you have several campaign terms as far as the kingdom before the next things happen. So we'll just fast forward as far as that. Now, if there's anybody who wants to retrain any skills, now's the time to do that. You have ample time to do so.
So I'm guessing the missing characters have still not been found then?
No,
No.
they're goners.
They are missing, presumed dead at this point.
Yeah, most likely dead.
I mean, you generally only last so long in a troll cave if there's no attempted rescue.
Yeah, we did spend like a couple weeks before we even found their stronghold.
You spent a couple of weeks, like a week or so before you even looked for their stronghold.
Yeah. So
Okay. So what I would say is let's focus on whatever gear and everything else we have here. Given that it's 6:30, we'll wrap up here and then pick up in 2 weeks.
that's good.
With the start of the next session, where some envoys arrive at your kingdom, asking to speak to you guys, the council, with an invitation.
But we have